Chapter 83. All the guests looked at each other when the results were out. "What's going on?" the guests asked. The daughters of the Mu family had always been a couple. But recently, they heard that something had happened to the eldest daughter of the Mu family. Rumor had it that the Mu family refused to admit it. It seemed that the banquet today had confirmed that. But why did Mu Chi-Chi suddenly appear with a report? What was going on? Let me tell you what's going on. Mu Chi-Chi walked down the stage and took the report from the guests. Then she faced the crowd. "This report shows that Mu Tongshua's exam papers and mine have been swapped. And Mu Tongshua even copied my notes to confuse the public." "You're lying." Mu Tongshua was hysterical. "I'm lying? Mu Tongshua, this time, I won't give you any chance to make a comeback. I've already sent the original version of the report and the exam paper to the Ministry of Education." "Did you change my exam paper?" "The Ministry of Education will give me an answer. Otherwise, how could a person who can't even get into the top 30 in the country suddenly get to third place?" "No. How can you do that? And you never liked science subjects. So, your comprehensive science scores were always lagging behind. Why? Did you get full marks in all subjects?" Mu Chi-Chi's voice was loud and heavy. She was trembling because she was trying to control the anger in her heart. Security. Security. Papa Mu saw that the situation was not right. He wanted to get someone to chase Mu Chi-Chi away. But Mu Chi-Chi smiled and said to him, "Don't worry, Mr. Mu. I will settle the score later. If you want to chase me away without waiting for me to settle the score, I will not care about what happened to Grandma anymore. When the time comes, the whole country will know about it. Don't blame me for not greeting you here." At that moment, Mu Chi-Chi was like the incarnation of hatred, because every word she said was like a sharp knife. She did not leave any leeway for anyone. She wanted to expose the truth and force everyone into a life-and-death struggle. Papa Mu looked at Mu Chi-Chi in shock, but he could not do anything to her. "Let's get back to Mu Tongshua. You swapped my exam papers and stole my life. How can you accept someone else's gift? Do you think you can accuse me of swapping the exam papers just because of the report? Where's the evidence?" "Mu Chi-Chi, do you think it's that easy to cheat?" Mu Tongshua stood beside Mama Mu and screamed hysterically. She no longer had the gentleness of a princess. He had become like a clown. Teacher Yuan from exam room 12 and Teacher Deng from exam room 16. You and Mrs. Mu should remember them, right? Nonsense, I don't even know the teachers in Shui school. Mama Mu completely dissociated herself. You couldn't beat your sister in the exam, and you're spreading rumors here. How shameless. You don't know me, okay. Mu Chi-Chi smiled. Then, she said to the hotel manager, "Can I trouble you to turn on the super large screen in your hotel? I really can't wait." Since Shang Xiao had arranged it beforehand, the hotel was very cooperative. They immediately turned on the big screen in the hotel and were ready to show the video Shang Xiao had given them. "Mu Tongshua, Mrs. Mu, I'll give you one last chance. Do you admit that you bribed the invigilator to switch my exam papers?" Giving birth to a daughter like you is the biggest humiliation of my life." Mama Mu hugged Mu Tongshua and snorted coldly. "Okay." Mu Chi-Chi nodded. She did not intend to give them another chance. She immediately asked the staff to show the video. Then, a figure appeared on the big screen. It was one of the main examiners, the good father. He recorded the video. "Mrs. Mu contacted me a few times. The first time, she offered me $1 million. But I thought it was too risky, so I rejected her. Later, she used my daughter's illness to persuade me. She gave me a check of $3 million. So I agreed. Moreover, I covered for each other with the assistant examiner in the same exam room. After everything was done, I gave him $500,000 in cash. We swapped Mu Chi-Chi and Mu Tongshua's exam papers. At first, I thought that as long as Mu Tongshua did better than Mu Chi-Chi, I would have completed the mission. I did not expect Mu Chi-Chi to get the third place in the entire country. When the results were announced, I thought that perhaps this day would come." The teacher in the video looked very miserable. He was even crying. But it still gave Mu Tongshua a chance to struggle. "Do you think that you can get into Shengting University just because you bribed the teacher and slandered me?" "Sister, it's too late. Shengting University's acceptance letter is already here. Whether it's slander or not, I've already called the police. The police have the evidence, the check, whatever you want. The Mu family can't do whatever they want. Do you think that you can scare me? Mu Tongxue showed her strong mentality. She was not scared by Mu Qiqi at all. I think that I should be the one to call the police. Obviously, Mu Tongxue was not willing to be suppressed by Mu Qiqi, and Mu Qiqi would not lower her head to Mu Tongxue. At that moment, Papa Mu finally said, "Enough. This farce was really enough. Mu Qiqi, is that all you can do? A fine banquet was turned into such a mess by you. What a disgrace." To Papa Mu, he thought that Mu Qiqi was just throwing a tantrum and joking. He thought that Mu Qiqi was just unwilling to admit defeat. When Mu Tongxue saw Papa Mu standing in front of her, she became even more confident. "Sister, your show is over. Can you get lost now? Mu Qiqi, leave now. Your father is not going to pursue this matter." Just look at the Mu family's courage in refusing to admit even in death. Their act of covering one's ears while stealing a bell was simply too shameless. Still, this time, Mu Qiqi would not be fooled by this family. Because the police arrived soon, the police entered the hotel and asked everyone, "Who is Madame Su Ziqing?" Mama Mu's face changed instantly. "Uncle, this is her." Mu Qiqi pointed at Mama Mu and said to the police, "You're suspected of bribery. Come with us." After the police said that, they took out their handcuffs and tried to put them on Mama Mu. But Mama Mu grabbed Papa Mu and begged for mercy. "Hubby, I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you arresting me? Stop acting. Otherwise, I'll charge you for obstructing public service." The short police officer shouted at Mama Mu. Then, he ordered his subordinates to bring Mama Mu away. "Hubby, save me. You, Mu Tongxue and Mu Qiqi, are coming to the police station to help with the investigation." Before the police took Mama Mu away, they told Mu Qiqi, "Don't be afraid, child. We will fight for the justice you want." "Thank you, officer," Mu Qiqi said with tears in her eyes. "Come to the police station after you're done here." The officer told Mu Qiqi. Chapter 84. Mu Tongxue, are you going to continue? The Education Bureau, the police, Eton, Shangting University, and even the whole country who care about education will be watching you. Are you going to continue to be stubborn? At that time, the news will know about it. Everything about you will be uncovered. Third in the country? You won't just be the third place in the country tomorrow. I will make you the first place in the country. Mu Tongxue shook her head after hearing what Mu Qiqi said. She denied it. "Sister, do you think you can lie to me? I didn't change your exam paper. I will never admit it. If I did, I will be struck by lightning." Then, Mu Tongxue went forward and grabbed Papa Mu's shirt. "Dad, believe me. These are my results. I didn't change my sister's exam paper. But the evidence was out. The police had come to arrest them." Mu Tongxue was still lying to herself. The guests could see it clearly, especially the elders of the Mu family. They felt embarrassed. So, they said to Papa Mu, "Second brother, I don't know what to say. Do as you see fit." The relatives took the opportunity to leave the hotel because they could not afford to be humiliated. How could you do something like changing your sister's exam paper? You're crazy. How could you steal your sister's exam paper? I'm afraid the Mu family is going to be infamous this time. You can't judge a book by its cover. You even set your sister up. All around them, the angry voices of the guests were like sharp knives stabbing into Mu Tongxue's heart. "You're all talking nonsense. I didn't change Mu Qiqi's exam paper. She is the one who framed me." Mu Tongxue ran to Grandpa Mu and knelt down. "Grandpa, you have to uphold justice for me." "Grandpa, I really didn't change my exam paper. I did it myself." Grandpa Mu held his walking stick. His expression was stern and his eyes were cold. He looked at Mu Qiqi from afar and asked, "Qiqi, are you trying to take revenge on the Mu family? Are you trying to frame your sister because you're not happy about being kicked out of the family? If that's the case, you should come for me. Why do you have to hurt your sister? It's been so many years. I never thought that you would even be concerned about her college entrance exam results. Everything that happened here today, I don't believe it at all. If you didn't do this to retaliate against the Mu Jia, then why would you do this? Why did you have to choose such a day to make this public? What education bureau? What police station? It's just a bluff. After the police station investigates the matter, I believe that they will definitely give my granddaughter justice. As for you, you've embarrassed the Mu clan. In this life, don't even think about stepping into the Mu clan's door. The guests are dismissed. Before the evidence is out, I'll only believe what my granddaughter says. With that, he pulled Mu Tongxue to her feet. Still, that was within Mu Chi-Chi's expectations. The Mu family would never admit that they were cunning. Grandpa, thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Don't be afraid. Grandpa has a lawyer by his side. Little he this matter, help me deal with it. The lawyer next to Grandpa, Mu saw the situation with his own eyes. So, he had a pair of sharp eyes, especially when he saw the report and the police. So, he knew very well whether Mu Tongxue had swapped the exam papers or not. But because Grandpa Mu was his employer, he could not reject Grandpa Mu's request. As a lawyer, he should have a bottom line. So, lawyer, he told Grandpa Mu honestly, Grandpa, based on the evidence that Mu Chi-Chi has presented, the Education Bureau and the police station are very likely to say that Miss Mu changed the exam papers. So, I think that the Mu family should think of a way to settle this matter instead of going against Mu Chi-Chi. Otherwise, it will not benefit the Mu family at all. But I didn't change her exam papers. Mu Tongxue refused to give in. Moreover, the admission letter from Shangting University has been issued. I will be able to enter the best university soon. When the guests left, Su Zipei was ordered by Shang Xiao to tell Mu Chi-Chi about the latest announcement from the Education Bureau and the results of the announcement from Shangting University. After Mu Chi-Chi heard this, she quickly turned on her phone. She saw the response from the Education Department. She walked in front of Mu Tongxue and showed her the phone. The Education Department has already announced that your results have been canceled. Shangting University has also sent out a notice overnight to withdraw your admission. Tomorrow, the whole Jianchuan will know that you changed my exam papers. Mu Tongxue, if you kneel in front of the Mu family now, they will not be able to protect you. You want to enter Shangting University? Not even in your next life. Then, Mu Chi-Chi continued to speak to the Mu family. I know that you have always favored Mu Tongxue since you were young. So, even at this time, you are still deceiving yourself. I don't blame you. But Grandpa, Dad, ask yourselves, what have I received from the Mu family for so many years? Have you ever cared about me? You beat and scold me at every turn. It seems that I am an unnecessary existence in your eyes. If that is the case, why did you give birth to me? Since you can sacrifice me for your own benefit, it is fine. Now, I can only harm the benefit that you care about the most. So, don't blame me for what I did today. It is you who did not treat me as a human first. After saying that, Mu Chi-Chi returned to Mu Tongxue. She stared at her fiercely. The Mu Chi-Chi that you bullied in the past has been completely destroyed by you this time. Since the day the results were announced, I was crying in the corner while you were laughing on the stage. From that moment onwards, I swore that I will see you lose your reputation. There will be no place for you in Jianchuan. You can continue to tell others that you did not change my exam papers. When the whole world knows about this, you see, at that moment, Dad and Grandpa behind you will only give you the loudest slap in the face. Mu Tongxue, I am looking forward to that moment. After saying that, Mu Chi-Chi wiped her tears away. She pretended to be strong. Also, I have never wanted to return to the Mu family. But I will remember every single thing that the Mu family did to me. Seeing that Mu Tongxue's body was about to collapse, Mu Chi-Chi turned around. I am done. I will see you at the police station later. After saying that, Mu Chi-Chi walked away with determined steps. The more wounds there were, the more hatred there was. Chapter 85. Soon, the guests left the hotel. Only the members of the Mu family were left, especially Mu Tongxue, who was squatting on the floor. She was sobbing uneasily. She looked weak and helpless. Papa Mu did not care about his daughter. He said to his assistant, "Let's go to the police station first." Then he left. He was very disappointed with the two sisters. The news would be published tomorrow. So, It was better for him to go back to the company to prepare for it instead of comforting them. Then, Grandpa Mu helped Mu Tongxue to stand up. He looked at his son walking away and said to the lawyer, "Lawyer, let's go to the police station together. I will take care of that bastard." "Yes, Grandpa Mu." The Mu family became lively after the news came out. Mama Mu kept claiming that she was innocent after she was brought to the police station. She did not cooperate with the investigation at all. The police could not stand it anymore. "Let me tell you, Madam Su, the Ministry of Education has announced that you will be severely punished if you do not cooperate with the investigation on bribing the examiner. 3 million. It's 2 million in total. Do you know that it's a serious crime to bribe more than 10,000? Do you know how many years you will be sentenced to? You're still trying to defend yourself. The victim has already provided important evidence. The only reason you're sitting here is to fight for a reduced sentence for yourself, but you're still not cooperating." Mama Mu was shocked. She quickly took her phone. "No, I want to hire a lawyer. Do whatever you want. But the evidence that the police have is very comprehensive. You will not be able to escape even if you hire a lawyer." Soon, Mu Chichi arrived at the police station. She was going to provide the police with detailed evidence and her statement. Soon, Grandpa Mu brought Mu Tongxue to the police station. The police looked at the two sisters. They felt that the world was full of strange things. Some twins were inseparable. Some twins tried to kill each other. But they had never seen twins killing each other like this. Of course, Mu Chichi was the victim. She deserved more sympathy from the police. But they still handled the case according to the law. They were just a little gentler to Mu Chichi. "Both of you, please come here and record your statements." Mu Tongxue looked angry, wronged, and scared. "Lawyer go in and comfort Tongxue." Grandpa Mu was really biased. The police could not help patting Mu Chichi's shoulder. "Little girl, we will definitely clear your name. Now that things are clear, just wait for the results." Mu Chichi nodded. Although she felt wronged, she insisted on finishing her statement and left the interrogation room. When Mu Chichi returned to the main hall, she saw Grandpa Mu. He was asking about Mama Mu's condition. The policeman answered him directly. "Grandpa, I'm afraid Madam Su can't go home for the time being. She is suspected of bribery. The amount involved is huge. I'm afraid she won't be able to leave easily. The evidence is already in the final stage. You should go home. It's already so late. Take care of yourself." Grandpa Mu frowned when he heard that. It was because he realized that Mu Chichi was not the one who framed Mu Tongxue. "Officer, my little girl has been wronged. Grandpa, the Education Bureau will not get involved if she is wronged. Moreover, the police will investigate it overnight. The impact of this incident is too big. Please go home." Grandpa Mu was stunned for a moment. Then he seemed to wake up. He looked at Mu Chichi, who was not far away, with a complicated expression. Then Mu Tongxue came out of the interrogation room in tears. Grandpa Mu said to her, "Sure, the police are serious now. You should tell me the truth." Mu Tongxue was already scared. She could only pretend to faint when Grandpa Mu asked her. Seeing that she had fainted, Grandpa Mu asked lawyer to carry her. "Send her to the hospital." Then he walked up to Mu Chichi with his walking stick and said, "Do you really have to be so calculative about it? Are you willing to destroy the Mu family? I believe in the regenerative ability of the Mu family. It's not something that I can destroy. Secondly, when you said that, did you think that you would stand in my shoes and defend me? We are both born in the Mu family. It's only right that Mu Tongxue stole my results. Why? Having said that, Mu Chichi turned around and walked out of the police station. Grandpa Mu sighed deeply. He trusted Mu Tongxue so much. He did not believe in any evidence. He was afraid that Mu Tongxue would be wronged and framed. But his granddaughter was not as simple as he thought. The scariest thing was that tomorrow would be the day after, because it would be a heavy blow to the Mu family and the Mu group once it was exposed. So, they should not have provoked Mu Chichi in the first place. They should have begged her to let it go. But it was too late now. That night was the result of Sheng Zhao's training for Mu Chichi. She had the courage to stand in front of everyone and say those words because she had rehearsed it in front of Sheng Zhao. But when they walked out of the police station, Mu Chi-Chi suddenly squatted down. She felt helpless. At that moment, Sheng Zhao's tall figure appeared on the other side of the road. He crossed the red light and walked towards Mu Chi-Chi. Then, he picked her up. Mu Chi-Chi hugged Sheng Zhao's neck. She cried loudly in the noisy traffic. "Xiao Xiao, I am so sad." Sheng Xiao put her in the car. Then, he hugged her head and let her bury her head in his arms. "So what if you have no family? Am I not better than your father or your mother? Did you see how Mu Tongxue tried to argue? She even tried to run away. You're great today. You are really great." Sheng Xiao kissed Mu Chi-Chi's head. Then, he brought her back to the small mansion. "Little one, you've gotten what you wanted. Mu Tongxue will never be able to enter Sheng Ting University again. She will never be able to enter Sheng Ting University again. Moreover, tomorrow will be a truly difficult day for the Mu clan." At that moment, Mu Chi-Chi had mixed feelings. Because the person she was tearing apart was Mu Tongxue, Mama Mu, and all her family. But all of this was because she was forced into a corner. And just you wait. Your father will come and apologize to you. He will beg you to come back to the Mu family. Because that was the only way Papa Mu could appease the public. Chapter 86. That night, the news about the sisters exchanging the exam papers was reported in the morning newspaper the next day. Of course, Mama Mu and Mu Tongxue's behavior became a hot topic among the people. Papa Mu was humiliated because of it. Meanwhile, Mu Group stocks were affected and started to fall. But Mu Tongxue was still trying to shift the blame to Grandpa Mu when she woke up in the hospital. She knelt down in front of Grandpa Mu and said, "Grandpa, I really thought that this was my result. I really didn't know that the exam papers were tampered with." Grandpa Mu finally understood what happened. So, he looked at Mu Tongxue in disappointment. "Then, tell me, why did you practice Mu Tongxue's handwriting?" "Mommy asked me to do that." "I really don't know anything, Grandpa. Your mommy paid a lot to exchange the exam papers for you. You don't know anything?" "I don't believe it." "But it's true." Mu Tongxue argued pitifully. "If Grandma is still here, she will definitely believe that I'm innocent." Grandpa Mu's heart softened when he heard Mu Tongxue talking about his wife. Finally, he said to Mu Tongxue seriously, "If there's any investigation, just say that you don't know anything. It's all your mother's plan. It has nothing to do with you. At least, the Mu family won't be so humiliated." "Thank you, Grandpa." She was young and ignorant. She was easily misled by others. Grandpa Mu thought that he should at least protect Mu Tongxue. Even so, Sheng Ting University has announced that you won't be able to study in this university anymore. Mu Tongxue knew that she couldn't study in Sheng Ting University anymore. But Mu Chi-Chi couldn't either, unless Mu Chi-Chi had to study for another year. Thinking about it now, it was not a big loss. Don't think too much since you're staying in a hospital. Have a good rest. Don't worry about anything else. After that, Grandpa Mu left the hospital with his walking stick. He went straight to Mu Group. It was because they had to make a choice at this moment. The news is out. Although it won't affect the foundation of Mu Group, it will inevitably be used by people with ulterior motives. So, you need to let your daughter-in-law take responsibility for everything as soon as possible. Moreover, you need to take responsibility for Tongxue's sins as well. That's the only way to prevent any losses. Papa Mu understood Grandpa Sheng's suggestion and nodded. "I understand, Dad. As for Mu Chi-Chi, you have to appease her now. Otherwise, if she insists on pursuing the matter, this matter will drag on for a year and a half." "I understand." Papa Mu nodded. That was why the Mu family intended for Mama Mu to bear the entire burden. Of course, she would not agree to it, but the Mu family had a lawyer. Mama Mu was waiting for the Mu family's lawyer to come and bail her out of the police station. However, the lawyer was not there to bail her out. "Mr. Officer, may I have a word with my client?" "I promise, after I communicate with her, she will tell you everything truthfully." "Then hurry up." Now, Mu Chi-Chi's case had attracted the attention of the whole education department. The whole education industry was watching the case with their eyes wide open. The police were under a lot of pressure too. "Lawyer, can I get out of the police station soon?" "Mrs. Mu, don't panic. Listen to Mr. Mu's suggestion. Everyone knows about it now. It will affect the Mu group greatly. So, Mr. Mu wants you to take responsibility for it first. Let's close the case as soon as possible. When the news dies down, the Mu family will spend some money to get you out of jail. That is the best way to solve this problem now. Mama Mu knew that the Mu family was going to sacrifice her. She could not believe it. I'm doing this for the honor of the Mu family. Why should I bear the responsibility alone? But you're the one who caused this matter. If you didn't bribe the invigilator, everyone wouldn't know about it. Moreover, Mr. Mu wants you to bear all the consequences. You must insist that Miss Tangxue did not know anything. If you can't do that, you'll get a divorce the moment you step out of the police station. Divorce. Mama Mu was stunned when she heard that. I've been married to him for so many years. I've worked so hard for him, but now he is willing to sacrifice me to protect Mu Group. If you are willing to turn yourself in, you will be detained for a few months at most. You won't have to suffer too much. The lawyer tried to persuade her. It's better for everyone. Mama Mu put her hands together and lowered her head. She did not expect that she would be betrayed by her husband and her daughter. So, you're saying that my husband will not help me. You want me to plead guilty and hide the fact that my daughter knew about this matter? That's right. Or else, Mrs. Mu, the divorce agreement is waiting for you. Mama Mu laughed when she heard that, but tears welled up in her eyes. What does the Mu family think I am? A tool? Anyway, I've told you what I've said. You decide how you want to weigh the consequences. Mama Mu did not expect that she would be abandoned by the Mu family after planning for so long for Mu Tangxue. Why did she treat Mu Tangxue so well and even abandon her other daughter? Mama Mu was filled with hatred when she thought about that. After the lawyer left, the policeman came in. He saw Mama Mu's expression and asked, "Are you going to tell me the truth or not?" "Sir, I want to see someone. I'll tell you everything once I see her." "Tell me." "I want to see my sister, Su Zipei." The incident where Mu Chi was swapped had caused a huge commotion. It had attracted a lot of attention. The public wanted an answer as to what kind of punishment Mama Mu and Mu Tangxue would receive. And Mu Chi was waiting for the answer. But the police called Su Zipei and told her that Mama Mu wanted to see her. Otherwise, she would not confess. Su Zipei hated Mu Tangxue the most. Mama Mu was second to her. Of course, she did not want to see that vicious woman. But Lu Wenhua tried to persuade her. Logically speaking, your sister wants to see the Mu family the most now. Why does she want to see you? There must be a reason behind it. You should go and see her. Mu Chi felt that Principal Lu was right. And, although it doesn't matter if that woman admits it or not, I hope that she and Mu Tangxue will be punished sooner. If that's the case, I'll go to the police station. Su Zipei stood up. I'll send you there. Because of Mu Chi, Lu Wenhua became a frequent visitor of the small mansion. Su Zipei no longer hated him. Chapter 87. Then, Mu Chi whipped out her phone. She wanted to call Sheng Xiao, but hung up after dialing. She had been immersed in pain all this while. She did not have a good date with Sheng Xiao, and she did not know what Sheng Xiao thought of her. On the other side, Sheng Xiao was dealing with some work. His phone rang once and hung up. He put down his documents and picked up his phone. He did not call Mu Chi, but drove straight to the little mansion. Mu Chi was alone in the little mansion. She was stunned when she saw Sheng Xiao enter the living room. "Xiao Xiao." Sheng Xiao hugged her and put her on his thighs. Seeing Mu Chi-Chi's blushing face, he mocked her. "Have you forgotten who your body belongs to after not hugging you for a few days?" Mu Chi-Chi wrapped her arms around his neck and shook her head. "I haven't forgotten. I'm just afraid that you don't want it." "Why did you call me just now?" Sheng Xiao asked, hugging her. "I just miss you." Mu Chi-Chi answered softly. "It's been a long time since we last had a date." Sheng Xiao could not help rolling his eyes at that. Then he put her down. "I have something to do now. We'll talk about it tonight. I'll pick you up at the same place at 11 o'clock. Are you leaving now? Do you know there are more than 30 people waiting for me for a meeting?" With that, Sheng Xiao walked out of the little mansion and drove quickly to Huangyao. His little one's existence was affecting his mood too much. If he could not confirm it with his own eyes, he would not be able to hold a meeting in peace. Mu Qiqi watched as Sheng Xiao left. Her heart was sweet and bitter at the same time, because she did not know where her future lay. When Su Zipei arrived at the police station, the police arranged for her to meet Mama Mu alone. Facing the person who would frame her own daughter, Su Zipei really could not muster up a good attitude. She could only ask Mama Mu stiffly, "What's the matter? Just say it. As long as you are willing to seek justice for me." "Zipei, the Mu family is going to sacrifice me now. They want me to bear all the responsibility. It's not a sacrifice, it's what you deserve." Mu Qiqi was chased out of the Mu family, and she's already in so much pain. Now that she's ranked third in the entire country, you've ruined her future just because of an exchange. What's so great about Mu Tongxue that she deserves to be treated like this by your twin daughter? Su Zipei couldn't hold back her tears. If you still have a heart, you should feel shame and regret for everything you've done. I know I've let Mu Qiqi down. I thought I could live a luxurious life in the Mu family forever. But now, I realize that the Mu family, my husband, and my daughter don't care about me at all. They even want me to confess to my crimes. I don't have anyone else to look for right now. I know Qiqi hates me, so I can only look for you. As long as you can promise me that after I turn myself in, you'll help me find a lawyer and help me get out as soon as possible. This time, I won't listen to the Mu family's arrangements. What's the Mu clan's arrangement? They claim that Mu Tongxue doesn't know anything, and that I've done everything by myself. Su Zipei laughed coldly at Mama Mu's words. So this is the Mu family you've worked so hard for all your life. As long as you promise me that you'll help me find a lawyer, I'll stand by Mu Qiqi this time. Don't you want the Mu family anymore? Don't you want riches? No, I won't. When I'm out of detention, I'll sue the Mu family and get my compensation. After all, Mama Mu knew very well that the Mu family didn't care about her life at all. They only cared about the stocks of Mu Group. As for Mu Tongxue, she was like a ball of white snow, chilling to the bone. I'll promise you if it's really as you say, but the Mu family's lawyer will stay by your side. I'll pretend to promise him. Then, I'll tell the truth when I confess. All right. The Mu family didn't know that Su Zipei had come to the police station because Mama Mu had asked the police not to tell anyone. Then, she replied to the Mu family's lawyer. She agreed to do it. She would take all the blame so that Mu Group could return to normal. Grandpa Mu and Papa Mu were very happy when they heard that, especially Mu Tongxue. She even thought that even if Mu Qiqi's results were not recognized, she could still get her results back, because she was also a victim. But Mu Qiqi's handwriting was so obvious. How could she say that she didn't know that her mother would do that? Who was she trying to fool? No matter what, she was relieved that Mama Mu was willing to take all the blame. Didn't Mu Qiqi think that she had already won? Not yet. When Su Zipei returned home, she told Mu Qiqi and Lu Wenhua about it. Lu Wenhua sighed when he heard that. That's what a rich family is like. But now, it's interesting that your sister has to choose between her two daughters. I want to know how much her testimony will affect Mu Tongxue. If she insists that Mu Tongxue doesn't know anything about it, then Mu Tongxue will be judged as a victim. Although her results will not be counted, she can still take the exam next year. But if she accuses Mu Tongxue of knowing about it, then Mu Tongxue won't be able to take the exam for the next 3 years. Moreover, it will be a stain on her reputation if she wants to do other things. It's totally different. So, no matter what happened in the past, it won't hurt Mu Qiqi to win her over. All right, I will do my best to help Qiqi with this matter. And thank you. Mu Qiqi sat beside Su Zipei and said gratefully, Qiqi, now, let's wait for the final judgment. Mu Tongxue must go to hell. I will not let her get away with it, even if I have to risk my life. Mu Qiqi nodded and handed the pen Sheng Xiao had given her to Su Zipei. Aunt Zipei, Brother Xiao gave this to me. It has a recording function. Take it just in case. All right. Mu Tongxue calmed down when she knew that she was fine. She became the princess of the Mu family again. It was just that she missed the exam. She did not do well in the exam. It was a pity that her sister was ranked third in the country. She did not know that some things could not escape from her. There was no fluke. She just thought that she was fine now. But when it happened, it would be more dramatic. In the middle of the night, Mama Moo was interrogated. The lawyer of the Moo family was there too. He was very satisfied when he left because Mama Moo did everything according to the arrangement of the Moo family. However, after the lawyer left, Mama Moo immediately said to the police, "What I said just now is not valid. I want to change my testimony and tell them the truth." If that was the case, the show tomorrow would be even more exciting. At 11 o'clock, Moo Chi-Chi finally waited until her aunt fell asleep. When she sneaked out of the house, she saw Sheng Xiao standing under the moonlight. Her heart. Chapter 88. Moo Chi-Chi walked up to Sheng Xiao and saw that his chest was wet. "It's so hot. Did you wait long for me? I just wanted to see if Moo Chi-Chi is more important now, after what happened. Is revenge more important, or me more important?" Moo Chi-Chi looked up at Sheng Xiao and saw his half-smile. It was a feeling she had not felt for a long time. "Well, do you have an answer in your heart?" Sheng Xiao grabbed Moo Chi-Chi's arm and put her in a sports car, and they headed straight to their new home. Still, Sheng Xiao pulled Moo Chi-Chi into his arms as soon as he stepped through the door, kissing her wildly. At first, Moo Chi-Chi could only bear it. But when she felt that the person holding her was the man who had always been by her side and helped her the most, she suddenly began to respond and ignore everything else. By the time they realized what was going on, they were already lying on the sofa. Sheng Xiao's shirt was already unbuttoned, revealing his sexy muscles. Moo Chi-Chi froze and sat up, not knowing what to do. Sheng Xiao chuckled and lifted Moo Chi-Chi's chin. "You've grown up. You actually dare to push me down." Moo Chi-Chi promptly threw herself into Sheng Xiao's arms and clung tightly to his body. "Xiao Xiao, if I really have you, I might cling to you for the rest of my life. Do you mean that you still regret it now?" Sheng Xiao asked her dangerously. "I won't regret it, but you have a better choice." Moo Chi-Chi really thought so. She wanted to possess him, but she was afraid that he would not be happy in the future. Sheng Xiao frowned and hugged Moo Chi-Chi tightly until she could not breathe. "I would cling to you even if I die. What choice do you think I have? I've told you from the start. Don't even think about escaping for the rest of your life, since you've dragged me into hell." At those words, Moo Chi-Chi pushed Sheng Xiao away, but her eyes were fixed on his shirt that had already fallen apart. Then, she reached out to unbutton his shirt, as if having made up her mind. But Sheng Xiao simply grabbed her hands. "What? Do you want to repay me? Do you think your eyes can hide from me? If you're not doing this for pure pleasure, I'd rather take a cold shower." With that, Sheng Xiao pushed Moo Chi-Chi away and walked straight to the bathroom. Moo Chi-Chi chuckled as she knelt on the sofa. In the end, she followed behind him and picked up his clothes from the floor one by one. Soon, she pushed open the bathroom door and found him lying in the bathtub. Moo Chi-Chi did not dare to look around and only squatted beside him. "It's not like I haven't seen it before. Why are you closing your eyes?" Sheng Xiao asked her teasingly. "Back at the clinic, you were very nimble. That was to save you." Moo Chi-Chi looked downwards and could still vaguely see the scar. Sheng Xiao did not say anything. He just dragged Moo Chi-Chi into the bathtub and held her in his arms, pressing her down. "If you move again, I won't be polite anymore." "Xiao Xiao, will Mu Tongshiwei really get a retribution?" "Definitely." Sheng Xiao held Moo Chi-Chi and answered her in a low but firm voice. The next morning, Mu Tongshiwei returned to the Mu family from the hospital. Although no one was nice to her, Papa Mu did not punish her. He even treated her like heir. Mu Tongshiwei knew her current situation. She should not appear in front of Papa Mu too often. She should clean up the mess as soon as possible so that she could win his heart back. Now that Mu Chi-Chi could not return to the Mu family, everything in the Mu family would eventually belong to her. As long as she could be useful to Papa Mu, he would not abandon her so easily. Now, Mama Mu had taken all the blame. Although Mu Tongshiwei was lucky to escape the responsibility, she still had a plan for her future. But she never thought about it. She was too simple-minded. Mama Mu changed her statement overnight. By then, the police had submitted all the evidence and witnesses to the court. Soon, Grandpa Mu called her. "Don't be afraid, dear. Lawyer, he told me that you would be fine as long as your mother's statement is submitted. Then, should I go to the police station to see my mother? Why do you want to see her? She will be released in a few months. If you go to see her now, people will be suspicious. Also, Moo Group will hold a press conference in the afternoon. They will arrange for you to attend it. Attend it for what? She was just trying to push all the blame onto her mother. Although it was disgraceful, but in this situation, there was no other way. Soon, Lu Wenhua received the news that Moo Group was going to hold a press conference. Then, he went to the small mansion. The Moo family must think that they will succeed. So, they're in a hurry to clarify the matter so that they can recover their shares. When is the press conference? Su Zipei was concerned about that. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it will be a great show. Su Zipei smiled. Then, she nudged Mu Qiqi. Let's wait for the show in the afternoon. Moo Group was holding a press conference to apologize to the public. They also wanted Mu Tongxue to clarify that she had nothing to do with the matter. She was a victim through and through. Mu Tongxue put on her best acting skills in front of the camera. She could not stop crying. She looked so pitiful. I really didn't know that Mommy would do this. If I knew, I would rather die than let Mommy be so confused. Moreover, I should have asked more questions. I always believed in Mommy. I always thought that Mommy thought that Sister's handwriting was beautiful. That's why she asked me to practice it. I always treated Sister as my role model. I really didn't know that Mommy lied to me just so that she could help me cheat during the exam. It's all my fault. I let Sister down. I let everyone down. Mu Tongxue insisted that she had nothing to do with the matter. Some reporters started whispering to each other. Who is she trying to fool? The handwriting is so similar. It's obvious that she has been imitating Mu Qiqi for a long time. How could she say that she didn't know? Who would believe that? You don't understand. If she said that she didn't know, she would be the victim. She would not be put in a difficult position by the law and the Ministry of Education. But if she took the initiative, what do you think will be waiting for her? If I were her, I would also say that I didn't know. Chapter 89. If you can't accept it, Mu Qiqi, as the person involved, is even more unwilling. The public is protesting too. They want the education department to punish Mu Tongxue. Now, we're waiting for Mama Mu's confession. Mu Tongxue has come out to clarify everything. I think she'll be fine. She'll be fine? Mu Tongxue thought that attending the press conference was an explanation to the public, and she was eager to clear her name. Little did she know, however, that her actions had aroused the ire of the police and the Ministry of Education. She had no intention of repentance at all. From the beginning to the end, she had treated others as fools and treated the law and education as a game. So, after receiving Mama Mu's confession, the education department had already decided on how to deal with Mu Tongxue. But after seeing the press conference, they immediately redefined her. So, the Mu family's press conference was held at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It ended at 2:40. Then, the education department made an announcement at 3:40. After investigation, Mu Tongxue, a third-year student from Eton High School, and her mother, Su XX, disregarded the rules of the exam. They disrupted the order of the exam, bribed the invigilators, and swapped the exam papers of others. They violated the school rules and laws. So, the education department has decided that Mu Tongxue's results will be revoked. She will not be able to take the exam again for 5 years. She will be criticized by the whole nation. We hope that all the students will take this as a warning and be responsible for their future. The education department made the announcement. It caused an uproar. Just an hour ago, Mu Tongxue said that she did not cheat and that she was innocent. But the education department's decision was a huge slap to Mu Tongxue's face. 3 years was already a heavy punishment. Now it was 5 years. Mu Tongxue would not be able to take the exam again. In other words, she would have to wait for 5 years before she could get her diploma again. Moreover, it was announced to the whole nation. Mu Tongxue fell to the ground when she heard the news. Well, how could it be? Not only that, Mu Group's promise was like a joke. Everyone in the circle laughed at her. Didn't she say that she did not cheat? The education department's announcement made Moo Group's situation worse. Papa Moo's face turned pale. He wanted to go to the police station to see Mama Moo, but the police stopped him. Mr. Moo, I'm sorry. Madam, Sue has rejected your visit. She doesn't want to see you. This is impossible. At that moment, Mama Moo's new lawyer came out of the police station. He saw Papa Moo and walked towards him. Hello, Mr. Moo. I'm Madam Sue's lawyer. My surname is Liu. Who do you think you are? The lawyer smiled. Then he told Papa Moo, my client will file a divorce suit against you after this matter is settled. I hope you're mentally prepared, Mr. Moo. Then, Lawyer Liu left the police station. Papa Moo was furious. After all, Mama Moo was clearly going back on her word. This time, she was defending Moo Chi-Chi. Papa Moo was furious, and the first thing he did when he got home was give Moo Tongxue a slap. You useless piece of trash. How could you be my daughter? Idiot. Moo Tongxue was already feeling hopeless. She no longer had a future, and now she had to endure Papa Moo's abuse. Dad, I'm still useful to you. You can't hit me like this. You used to be very happy when I hit Moo Chi-Chi like this. Now it's your turn. Can't take it anymore. Dad, believe me, you'll need me one day. Don't hit me anymore. Papa Moo took a deep breath and held it in. Go to your room. Don't let me see you. Moo Tongxue dashed to her room as if she was running for her life. Her life as a princess had finally come to an end. On the other hand, the education department had punished Moo Tongxue, but they had yet to punish Moo Chi-Chi. They had a lot of discussions about that and had done a lot of research on Moo Chi-Chi's results. However, in order to maintain fairness, Moo Chi-Chi's original score of 724 could not be counted as her result. After all, there was no guarantee that there was no tampering. Hence, the education department held a few meetings and finally came up with the following document. After investigation, Moo Chi-Chi, a third-year student from Eton, has been found to have cheated in her college entrance examination. Hence, her results have been changed. The education department has decided to conduct a separate examination on her to prove the authenticity of her results. We hope that Moo Chi-Chi can pull herself together as soon as possible and take part in the examination to welcome a brand new life. When Su Zipei received the call, she was so happy that she cried. It was because none of them had expected this result. She could take the examination again. That was equivalent to returning the 724 points to Moo Chi-Chi. However, to Moo Chi-Chi, a separate examination had lost its meaning. It was a unified examination. This kind of consoling examination would not be recognized by others, because the consoling nature of the examination was indeed unfair to the other examinees. Chi-Chi, you can enter the best department in Sheng-Ting University. Su Zipei was very happy. Moo Chi-Chi thought about it for the whole night. When Sheng-Ting University knew about Moo Chi-Chi's story, they had made a special exception for her. As long as her score was higher than Sheng-Ting University's admission requirements, she could choose to enter any department she wanted. However, Moo Chi-Chi contacted Liu Wenhua privately. Principal Liu, I was against going to the forensic science department at first, but now I have a choice. I am worried. So what do you think? Nothing. Rest early, Uncle Liu. Moo Chi-Chi did not say anything. She hung up the phone. A few days later, she took the examination arranged by the education department. However, it was not a good feeling to sit alone in the examination room. These few days, Sheng Xiao would go to the education department to pick Moo Chi-Chi up after work. Xiao, what would you think if I still couldn't become your junior this time? What else can I think? My woman will always be my woman no matter what she does, Sheng Xiao replied casually. He had set a goal for Moo Chi-Chi because he wanted her to have the motivation to move forward. But if that goal would make Moo Chi-Chi unhappy, then there was no need for him to persist. Don't you think we are very far apart? Chapter 90. Moo Chi-Chi knew that Sheng Xiao was telling the truth. He had the right to be proud of himself. Moo Chi-Chi did not want to think about the turmoil in the Sheng family now. She just wanted to make the choice before her. She did not want to leave any regrets. Xiao, I've thought about it for a long time. Although the education department is returning my results to me by doing this, it's still a little unfair for me to take the exam alone. Even if they don't say anything now, it doesn't mean that they will accept it. My family framed me, and it has nothing to do with them. Even if I take the exam again and get full marks, they won't accept my results. So, I've tried my best for the exam, but I have decided to listen to Uncle Lou's suggestion and go to forensic science. Why? Tell me about it. Sheng Xiao pressed with interest. I was very passive before, so I was afraid. But now that I have calmed down, I suddenly realize that it is more meaningful for me to go to forensic science. First, it can shut people's mouths. In the past, I could only choose forensic science. But now, I can enter all the departments. I don't feel wronged. Secondly, Grandma's death caused me a lot of pain. Although Mu Tongxue and I were the only ones in the room at that time, I always thought that I could prove my innocence without Mu Tongxue's help one day. That's why I'm leaning towards forensic science. It's also because I want to solve my own mysteries and solve the mysteries of others. Sheng Xiao chuckled at Mu Qiqi's words. Since you have thought it through, why not do it? Mu Qiqi smiled as well. She was completely reassured with Sheng Xiao's support. You have grown up. Your thinking is much more mature. Sometimes, I only want to rely on you. However, we are together. We're going to face many difficulties. I can't be helpless. I don't care about anything else. I don't want to be a burden to you. Xiao Xiao, no matter how strong you are, I can't just wait and enjoy your protection. You don't have to say it. I understand. Sheng Xiao stopped Mu Qiqi from continuing because he knew what Mu Qiqi wanted to express and what her stance was. Mu Qiqi, who needed his hand to teach her a year ago, could think independently now. She had her own ideas. Don't grow too fast in front of me. I won't have much fun if you do. Soon, the two of them returned to the villa. Su Zipei quickly went up to them when she saw them enter the gates. Young Master Sheng, you've come just in time. The Mu family has sent someone to fetch Mu Qiqi. It seems that they want to negotiate with Mu Qiqi. Mu Group stock price will not improve as long as the exam papers are not settled. Of course, the Mu family is anxious. They want Mu Qi to make a statement. Sheng Xiao sat on the sofa after he finished speaking. There's nothing wrong with that. You can use this opportunity to think about what benefits you can get from Mu Group. Qiqi is an innocent child. How could you be so thoughtful? Not necessarily. Sheng Xiao smiled meaningfully at her. Over the years, Mu Qiqi remembered every detail of what the Mu family had done to her. Since they would no longer be family in the future, why couldn't she ask for something from them? Qiqi? Aunt, do you remember Mu Tongxue's celebration a few days ago? Grandpa gave Mu Tongxue 5% of Mu Group's shares. So? Su Zipei asked Mu Qiqi. I just want what belongs to me. Mu Qiqi answered Su Zipei. Actually, Mu Qiqi had this idea because she was with Sheng Xiao now. She might not have any conflict with the Sheng family in the future. But if her aunt stayed with her, the Sheng family would definitely make things difficult for her aunt. So, it was better to fight for something for her aunt. No matter if she wanted to be with Lu Wenhua or something else. At least she did not have nothing. Sheng Xiao was enough for her. But she could not live without her aunt. Since you think so, I'll reply to your grandpa and arrange a time to meet him. Thank you, Aunt, Mu Qiqi said to Su Zipei. Su Zipei glanced at Mu Qiqi. Suddenly, she felt that the child's way of thinking had changed. Of course, she knew what had caused Mu Qiqi's change. It was the exchange of exam papers. Mu Qiqi seemed to have grown up overnight. Her way of thinking had matured a lot. She also gained some ambition. He had never thought about it before, but now that he had found a right opportunity, he had to seize it. Gradually, he became like Sheng Xiao in his bones' fierceness. At night, Mu Qiqi told Su Zipei about her thoughts. She still chose to enter the forensic science faculty. She also told her that she would live in the dormitory when she went to university. Are you telling me this because you are afraid that I'll be bored at home? I have something to do too. Su Zipei said, Don't worry. I have my own plans for you to go to university. Are you really not going to consider Uncle Lu? Who told you about him? Su Zipei's expression became unnatural. But just as Mu Qiqi expected, Su Zipei did not reject Lu Wenhua as much as before. But Mu Qiqi smiled and did not expose her. At 11 o'clock at night, Mu Qiqi went out without telling Su Zipei. When she followed Sheng Xiao to the new house, she saw a new dress hanging in the bedroom. It was white and it matched her skin very well. It's a brand under Huang Yao. They released the latest style this year. I think it's not bad, so I brought it for you. Mu Qiqi hugged Sheng Xiao. She was very happy. I was just thinking about what to wear when I go to the Mu family tomorrow. You prepared it for me. Xiao Xiao, you must be a parasite in my stomach. If it's less than 10% of the shares, we can forget about the conditions. Also, since you're going to the Mu family, you must greet Mu Tongxue. Bring 4 lawyers with you. So many lawyers? Mu Qiqi asked with a smile. Don't you know who you are dealing with? Sheng Xiao asked her. But at that moment, Mu Qiqi suddenly hooked her arms around Sheng Xiao's neck. She kissed him so that he could not speak. Sheng Xiao reacted and hooked his arms around Mu Qiqi's waist. He pressed her against him. What are you playing at now? I'm going to be a university student soon. I'm not young anymore, am I? Do you know what to do? Sheng Xiao rubbed her waist and asked her seductively. Do you know? Chapter 91. Do you think I'm not qualified? Mu Qiqi stopped Sheng Xiao and asked. You are the only qualified person in the whole world. What else do you want? Sheng Xiao pushed her onto the big bed. Sleep. I really have something to do. Mu Qiqi was relieved. She nodded and went into the bathroom to wash up. When she was done and returned to the bedroom, Sheng Xiao was no longer there. If he had something to do, why did he keep her in a new house instead of sending her back? It was because Sheng Xiao believed that she was the mistress of the house. If the mistress did not stay in the house, where should she stay? As for what Sheng Xiao said, it was because Jing Yun had called him because of Mama Sheng's sudden attack. So, he had to go to another place first. Mama Sheng looked around the house that she had prepared for Sheng Xiao. She saw traces of Sheng Xiao's life everywhere and asked Jing Yun, does young master bring women back usually? Occasionally, Jing Yun answered. Mama Sheng was satisfied with the answer. Otherwise, what was Sheng Xiao's intention to move out? What kind of people? Young ladies or those? I've only met them once. Moreover, young master did not allow me to investigate their identities. Jing Yun answered honestly. Madam, you know young master's temper. I can't interfere with his private affairs. All right, everyone knows what he is like. It's fine as long as he has women. He promised me to get married in 2 years. I want to see what kind of surprise he will bring back then. As they talked, Sheng Xiao drove to the villa. He was surprised to see Mama Sheng at home. Why are you here, Mom? Of course I'm here to see how exciting Sheng Xiao's life is. Mama Sheng snorted. You can't stay at home anymore after moving out. I can't see you, so of course I have to come here myself. You see me now? Sheng Xiao asked with a chuckle. I'm relieved to have Jing Yun by your side. Remember what you promised me. With that, Mama Sheng had an idea of Sheng Xiao's private life. She was about to leave. Come and see your mother when you have time. I know. Then, Mama Sheng drove away. Sheng Xiao looked at Jing Yun and asked, What did you ask? Were there any women coming in and out? What kind of women were they? Jing Yun replied. Sheng Xiao snorted coldly. The entire Sheng family was probably watching his private life. Young master, you can't keep hiding like this. Sooner or later, you'll have to face it. That's my business. So, she's the only one? Jing Yun asked tentatively. Jing Yun, one day, when you fall in love with someone, you will understand how I feel. Sheng Xiao did not explain much and drove back to Mu Qiqi's side half an hour after Mama Sheng returned home. When he turned on the lights and saw Mu Qiqi sleeping soundly on the big bed, he felt very calm. In her dreams, Mu Qiqi felt someone carrying her. Her body was light as a feather, but she could not open her eyes. The next morning, the Mu family drove to the little mansion to pick Mu Qiqi up. Mu Qiqi was wearing her cream-colored chiffon dress. She was accompanied by 4 lawyers. They arrived at the Mu family's house. Papa Mu and Grandpa Mu did not expect Mu Qiqi to bring so many lawyers with her. Naturally, they were not happy about it. Qiqi, can't you just treat it as a casual chat between family members? Do you still have the mood to chat with Mu Group in such a situation, Mr. Mu? Mu Qiqi asked Papa Mu in return. I believe I've seen through both of you after all these years in the Moo family. That's why I'll skip the pompous talk and get straight to the point. Are you going to hide anything from me? Papa Moo and Grandpa Moo did not expect Moo Chi-Chi to be so sharp-tongued. They really had to look at her in a different light. What do you want in order to let Moo Group go? It's your mother and Shui, who are in charge of the exchange of exam papers. It has nothing to do with Moo Group. On the day of the celebration party, I saw that Moo Tangshui had brought you a lot of glory. Why are you trying to distance yourself from her now? Tell me what you want, Papa Moo said directly. 10% of Moo Group's shares. As long as you agree, I will let Moo Group go and put in a good word for Moo Group. Are you dreaming? Grandpa Moo shouted angrily. Do you know how much 10% is? Grandpa gave Moo Tangshui 5% of the shares on the day of the celebration party. Why is it a dream for me? Moo Chi-Chi asked Grandpa Moo. Are you still going to be biased at such a time? I don't care if you believe me or not. I didn't give Grandma too much medicine. Moo Tangshui is so good at acting. Don't you know what's going on? Moo Chi-Chi said stubbornly. Of course, I will find the evidence whether you believe me or not. Chi-Chi, I can give you the shares of Moo Group. But isn't it too much to ask for 10%? Papa Moo tried to negotiate with Moo Chi-Chi. I only have 12% of the shares. Do you want 10%? Don't you think that's too much? I'm just giving you a suggestion. Of course, you could choose not to come to me. Chi-Chi, who taught you to be so greedy? Grandpa Moo was very interested in the person behind Moo Chi-Chi. Is that French tycoon teaching others to fight for their property? I'm sorry, but that French tycoon is your enemy. He is Sheng Xiao. You just need to answer me whether you agree or not. Or do you want to continue to see if you can endure it? Papa Moo was very angry, but Moo Chi-Chi brought 4 lawyers with her. He did not dare to do anything. Give us 2 days to think about it, Papa Moo said to Moo Chi-Chi. I will give you an answer after 2 days. And I have another condition. Moo Chi-Chi's eyes were sneaking a peek at Moo Tangshui's room as she spoke. I want to meet my twin sister. In her room, Papa Moo answered impatiently. But Grandpa Moo still believed what he saw and heard with his own ears. He had already sentenced Moo Chi-Chi to death in his heart. It was the stubbornness of an old man. The negotiations were soon over, and Moo Chi-Chi led her lawyer to the door of the room she had not seen for a long time. It was Moo Tangshui's room right across from it. Papa Moo was anxious and angry when he saw Moo Chi-Chi walking out of the study. Dad, what should we do now? 10%. She wants to take 10%. Why would an 18-year-old girl want the shares? Could it be that the person behind her, or Su Zipei, is plotting against Moo Group? I would rather die than agree to it. Then just wait and see. The shares of Moo Group will fall even more when her results are out. Grandpa Moo snorted. Also, my daughter-in-law will sue you for divorce when she comes out. That was one disaster after another for Papa Moo. At that moment, Moo Chi-Chi had reached Moo Tangshui's room. Didn't Moo Tangshui like to fight? Chapter 92. There is only a wall separating them, but the difference in treatment between the two sisters was like the difference between clouds and mud. In the past, Moo Chi-Chi would not simply enter Moo Tangshui's room. First, she was worried that she would be the scapegoat for her, and second, she was afraid that she would be framed. However, Moo Tangshui's room had a lot of good stuff. She would be lying if she said she was not envious. However, today, the two of them had finally experienced an earth-shattering change. It was almost impossible for Moo Tangshui to make a name for herself in Jinchuan now, wasn't it? With that thought, Moo Chi-Chi pushed open the door of Moo Tangshui's room and saw the girl sitting by the bed. Her hair was disheveled, her face pale, and her eyes empty. So, this was the terrifying face of a defeated person. Moo Tangshui heard the door open and saw Moo Chi-Chi standing in front of it. The two sisters looked very similar, but looking at them now, they didn't seem to have anything in common. Sister, are you here to kick me when I'm down? Moo Chi-Chi walked into the room when she heard Moo Tangshui's question. Then, she glanced at her room and asked calmly, Do you know how envious I was of having so many good things in your room that I don't have? Sister, you have been my scapegoat since you were young. That's why you couldn't get any love from your family. I thought that this situation would last for the rest of my life, and that I would be protected by you for the rest of my life. But where did I go wrong? You framed me before, including what happened to Grandma, and even when I was chased out of the Mu family, but I didn't hate you that much until you exchanged my exam papers. Mu Chi said to Mu Tongxue, "Do you know? When you took my score and flaunted it everywhere, I really wanted to strangle you to death. But now you've won. I have nothing, and I'm locked in my room by Dad. What else do you want from me? Are you satisfied with me?" Mu Chi lowered her head to look at Mu Tongxue and asked seriously, "No. So, you just lucky now? We're just having a temporary truce. Do you think I'll let you go so easily? That's impossible. Elder sister, we've already fought to this extent. What other leeway is there? Your mommy chose me. Your father hates you to the core. Your grandpa doesn't care about you. And you're still carrying the punishment from the education department. What else do you have to fight with me?" Mu Tongxue laughed at Mu Chi words, even tearing up. "Sister, I'm really not used to such scheming words coming from your mouth. The man behind you must have given you a lot of ideas, right? Although I can't find anything now, there will be a day when you give yourself away. When that time comes, you and that man of yours will definitely be turned into ashes by me. You'll never have that chance. Don't forget, you're in the light now, and I'm in the dark. It's too easy to touch you." The conversation between the two sisters did not sound like something a pair of 18-year-old twins would say. It sounded more like a game between adults. Of course, Mu Chi had long since stopped treating herself and Mu Tongxue as little girls. Ever since the day she found out that her test papers had been switched. Is that so? Let's wait and see. Then, Mu Chi left Mu Tongxue's room. She was sure that Mu Tongxue still had the courage to fight even if she had nothing now. Perhaps Mu Tongxue's nature meant that they could only be enemies. They could never be sisters. Therefore, before she left the Mu family, Mu Chi told Papa Mu, "You should keep a close eye on Mu Tongxue and Mr. Mu. Otherwise, she wouldn't be content." Then, Mu Chi and the lawyer returned to the small mansion. Papa Mu was furious. Now, the whole family was counting on Mu Chi to put in a good word for the Mu family. But Mu Tongxue was still stirring up trouble. When Mu Chi left, Papa Mu quickly went to Mu Tongxue's room, grabbed her hair, and gave her a tight slap. "Do you believe that I'll strangle you to death?" Mu Tongxue had been tormented by Papa Mu for the past few days. She shuddered when she saw his ferocious face. When they returned to the small mansion, Mu Chi told Su Zipei about her negotiations with the Mu family. Su Zipei could not help shaking her head and sighing after listening to Mu Chi-Chi's description. "There's really nothing good in the Mu family. How's Mu Tongxue doing now?" She still wouldn't admit defeat. That's why I deliberately reminded the Mu family to be careful of Mu Tongxue when we left. That's why she couldn't avoid a beating. Mu Chi answered Su Zipei. "And Zipei, even so, I still haven't vented my anger enough." Su Zipei stroked Mu Chi-Chi's hair and comforted her. "You have everything now. You don't have to be afraid of that. Moreover, we still have a long way to go." The Mu family was still struggling on the brink of death. They would definitely be dealt a second blow once her results were out. It all depended on whether the Mu family was willing to part with the 10% of the shares. "Chi, I see that you've become a lot more depressed recently. You're not as happy as before. The Mu family is suffering now. You could go to Qian or some other friends to relax." "I'm fine, Aunt Zipei." Mu Chi smiled. "I have a bright future now. Don't worry, I won't sulk over the scum of the Mu family. It's all over now." "That's good. Leave your mother's matter to me. Don't worry." Mu Chi hugged Su Zipei and acted coquettishly in her arms just like before. "Aunt Zipei, thank goodness you're here. It's young Master Sheng who helped you. You should thank him." With that, Su Zipei returned a recording pen to Mu Chi. "Young Master Sheng gave it to you. Keep it for self-defense. It was the first gift Sheng Xiao gave her, which was why she cherished it." Although she had not used the pen yet, Mu Chi still took it back because it meant a lot to her. "All right, you must be tired. Go and rest." Su Zipei could not help coughing when she said that. Mu Chi noticed it immediately. "Aunt Zipe, do you have a cold?" "It's just a cough. I'll be fine after taking some medicine." Chapter 93. Lu Wenhua was supposed to come over in the afternoon, but Su Zipei was afraid that he would know that she was sick, so she told him that she was going out. Late at night, when Lu Wenhua was calling Su Zipei, he heard her coughing. So, he was worried and rushed to the villa. Su Zipei was shocked when she saw that. Luckily, Chi is asleep. Otherwise, if you stay in a mansion so late at night, people will gossip about you. Su Zipei was shocked. "You have a fever. I will take care of you, and then I will leave." Lu Wenhua smiled. Su Zipei could not stop him. She could only let him do whatever he wanted. But Su Zipei's fever only subsided at around 11 o'clock. Lu Wenhua packed his things and was about to leave. But he heard Mu Chi coming down the stairs quietly. Then Mu Chi went out. Lu Wenhua followed behind her. He saw her getting into Sheng Zhao's car with his own eyes. Lu Wenhua was shocked when he saw that. Because of Mu Chi's diary, the whole school knew about it. But it was just a little girl's thought. He did not care about it. But if she went out with Sheng Xiao, it would be different. Or perhaps the two of them had matters to attend to, and he was overthinking things. But no matter what, he would not be able to rest in peace if he did not get the answer. After all, he had treated Mu Chi and Su Zipei as his family. When they arrived at the new house, Mu Chi told Sheng Xiao everything that happened in the Mu family, including the condition she proposed to the Mu family. Sheng Xiao saw that Mu Chi was fearless even when facing the Sheng family. He could not help but lift Mu Chi's chin. He looked into her eyes and said, "I believe that you have grown up this time. After all, you are much bolder than before." Xiao, do you think the Mu family will agree to it? Mu Chi is in trouble now. The other brothers of the Mu family will not just sit and watch. After Mama Mu is released from the police station, she will ask for a divorce. He will agree to it in order to calm Mu Group down as soon as possible. I am relieved. I just want to get some benefits for Aunt Zipei. Why don't you get some benefits for yourself? I have you. I have everything. I don't need anything else. Mu Chi looked at him seriously. Am I right? Sheng Xiao chuckled and tapped her head. Aren't you going to take a shower? I'm over there. I've showered. Mu Chi rubbed her head and said, I'll go get the water for you. When Sheng Xiao saw Mu Chi turn around, he thought about how they had never gone to the last step, even though there had been many things that had happened before. Both of them did not have such thoughts. But now that things had finally stabilized and they had entered the stage of cohabitation, he did not have to worry so much anymore. That was why he was wrapped in a towel when he came out of the bathroom. His bronze-colored skin was still dripping with water droplets. His body was muscular and sexy, especially his slender thighs. To Mu Chi, not a single part of his body was not seductive. So she quickly closed her eyes. Why didn't you put on your clothes today? Sheng Xiao walked up to Mu Chi and pushed her down on the bed. He pressed himself against her and asked in an extremely sexy voice, What do you think? Of course I'm going to do you. Mu Chi suddenly tensed up. But you're so sudden. I'm not prepared for anything. As Mu Chi spoke, Sheng Xiao had already pulled open the drawer of the bedside table, where there were all sorts of condoms. Did you think Jing Yun wouldn't prepare something like this for me? Mu Chi's eyes widened. Mu Chi wanted to say something, but Sheng Xiao had already lifted her pajamas. Little bastard, I want you. With that, Sheng Xiao unbuttoned Mu Chi's pajamas and leaned over to kiss her. This kiss was different from before. Mu Chi was both looking forward to it and afraid. She had thought about it many times. But she never thought that it would happen today, tonight. Mu Chi hooked her arms around Sheng Xiao's neck. Her body could not help but cooperate. It was their first time, and they did not have much experience. They were just relying on instinct. Mu Chi was lost in Sheng Xiao's perfect body. Every muscle on his body was smooth and strong to the touch. But Sheng Xiao's experience was not so good. Do you really think everything is small when I call you little thing? Only your waist is passable on your whole body. Mu Chi was very shy. She could not help but look for something to hide from Sheng Xiao's gaze. But Sheng Xiao simply threw the thin blanket away. I'll naturally get someone to help you with your body now. Xiao Xiao, the man's kiss, the man's sweat, the unbearably intimate atmosphere, and the already messy bed were all stimulating Mu Chi-Chi's nerves. She did not even know when Sheng Xiao opened the drawer, or when he was ready to take her. Mu Chi-Chi looked at Sheng Xiao. There was no sign of retreat in her eyes, either. She was very determined. She wanted all of this man a complete everything. Then, Mu Chi-Chi felt pain. It was the pain of being stretched and torn apart. She could not help resisting. Xiao Xiao, it hurts. It really hurts. Sheng Xiao reached out to hold Mu Chi-Chi, but did not continue. He saw that Mu Chi-Chi's face was pale from the pain, and he did not dare to move. After all, it was like taking Mu Chi-Chi's life when he penetrated just a little. If he really disregarded everything and forced himself, Mu Chi-Chi would not be able to get out of bed for a long time. He still had to feel sorry for his little thing. So, he carried Mu Chi-Chi into the bathroom and put her in the warm bathtub. Mu Chi-Chi sobered up a little from the pain. She buried her head in Sheng Xiao's chest and paused for a moment. Then, she said hoarsely, Xiao Xiao, why don't we know? Sheng Xiao answered directly, we'll talk about it when you're better. But that pain is unavoidable. Close your eyes. Sheng Xiao ordered domineeringly. Mu Chi-Chi did not dare to move and could only close her eyes. Even so, she could feel Sheng Xiao's hands cleaning her body. Then, the two lay on the messy bed. The ambiguous atmosphere had yet to disperse, and Mu Chi-Chi leaned into Sheng Xiao's arms. She could not help asking, Xiao Xiao, do we sleep? Sheng Xiao said quietly. Are you disappointed? At that, Sheng Xiao reached over with one long leg and pressed it over Mu Chi-Chi. You're still not mature enough. It's normal that you can't tolerate me. Chapter 94. Mu Chi-Chi was at ease in his arms. She closed her eyes and said, do I need to choose anyone else when I have you? Does it still hurt there? Sheng Xiao asked from above her head. It hurts when I move, Mu Chi-Chi answered honestly. Sheng Xiao got up from the bed and put on his clothes. Mu Chi-Chi was puzzled. She wanted to ask him, but he had already picked up the car key from the bedside table. I'm going out for a while. You sleep first. Xiao Xiao. Mu Chi-Chi wanted to get up, but Sheng Xiao had already disappeared from the room. Mu Chi-Chi did not know where he went. She started to think about it. But in less than half an hour, Sheng Xiao came back with the medicine in his hand. Xiao Xiao. Sheng Xiao went to the bathroom to wash his hands. Then, he went back to the bed and lifted Mu Chi-Chi's blanket. Mu Chi-Chi was stunned. She wanted to get up, but Sheng Xiao stopped her. This medicine can relieve the pain a little. I'll do it myself. Can you see? Sheng Xiao snorted. Mu Chi-Chi blushed. She had never thought that Sheng Xiao would do such a thing for her, even though they were already so close. But with Sheng Xiao's status, he could do whatever he wanted without caring about her feelings. But he was so considerate. Mu Chi-Chi just lay there. After a while, she felt the body next to her sinking. She jumped into Sheng Xiao's arms. She was very satisfied. Xiao Xiao, you're the best of me. You are useless. Sheng Xiao hugged Mu Chi-Chi. Although his words were harsh, his body was honest. He comforted Mu Chi-Chi and coaxed her to sleep. Their first time did not go well. Of course, it was not terrible either. What they did not know was that Lu Wenhua saw them going out in the middle of the night. He was already suspicious. But when he saw Mu Chi-Chi the next day, Lu Wenhua did not expose Mu Chi-Chi, because he still needed to know if they were in a relationship or if they really went out in the middle of the night because of something. Thanks to you, I feel much better. Su Zipei thanked Lu Wenhua. She looked at Lu Wenhua with a much gentler gaze. When she married that bastard, she had never been taken care of like this. So, she would not be lying if she said that she was not moved. I'm glad you're fine. Lu Wenhua answered Su Zipei. Then he asked, is Chi-Chi close to young Master Sheng? Young Master Sheng is our greatest benefactor. Chi-Chi relies on him the most, and he takes good care of us. Su Zipei smiled. Young Master Sheng is not like what the rumors say. He is just unforgiving. That's right. Is Mu Chi-Chi close to young Master Sheng in private? I didn't. Su Zipei shook her head. Young Master Sheng is very busy with work. He doesn't come to the villa often. What's wrong? Why did you suddenly ask? It's nothing. I just feel that young Master Sheng really cares about Mu Qiqi. Lu Wenhua had only seen it once. Of course, he couldn't just tell Su Zipei like that. He had to confirm it. It would be best if things did not turn out the way he expected. But if there were feelings between the two that they shouldn't have, things would get complicated. Leaving aside the consequences of Su Zipei learning about it, Sheng Zhao's reason for helping Mu Qiqi was not as simple as it seemed. Hence, Lu Wenhua decided to observe a few more times. Meanwhile, the members of the Mu family were still in a terrible predicament, because Mu Qiqi's conditions had indeed exceeded their bottom line. Papa Mu hoped that he could get Mu Qiqi's help without paying any price. But deep down in his heart, he knew that it was impossible. Mu Group was in trouble now. His brothers were pressuring him. Ever since Papa Mu took over Mu Group, he had never been so troubled. Mu Tongxue had been beaten up for a few days. She knew that if she didn't fight back, she might not be able to win back Papa Mu's heart. So, late at night, she kept thinking of a way to regain her father's favor. After all, she had nowhere else to go other than Mu Group. After she thought of a way, she walked out of her room. She tiptoed to Papa Mu's study room. Papa Mu said in an unfriendly tone when he saw her at the door, "Why are you here?" "Dad, I'm here to help you," Mu Tongxue said to Papa Mu. "As long as you still think that I'm your daughter, I'm willing to give you the 5% of Mu Group's shares that Grandpa gave me. It's to appease your anger. Do you think that you can still keep your shares?" "Dad, apart from this, there's also the matter of Mommy wanting to divorce you. I can help you deal with the aftermath. I promise, she won't take a single cent from you." Papa Mu looked at Mu Tongxue. He thought that was a joke for an 18-year-old girl to say something like that. But after laughing, Papa Mu became serious again, because he knew that he had a wrong impression of his two daughters in the past. Mu Tongxue's strength was not shown at all. Thinking about that, Papa Mu nodded and waved at Mu Tongxue. "Sure, come here." Mu Tongxue walked to Papa Mu. Papa Mu stood up and patted her shoulder. "As long as you can help me solve these two problems, I won't be angry with you anymore. Everything will go back to how it was before. You'll still be the most beloved daughter of the Mu family." "Dad, don't worry. With the 5% of Mu Tongxue's shares and the other half that Grandpa Mu was willing to give up, it was not a problem to solve Mu Qiqi's problem as long as it did not harm his interests. But I won't be able to go to school anymore." "You can't go to school. But the Ministry of Education did not say that you can invite a teacher to our house. It's just that you can't take the exam for 5 years. You can learn first. After 5 years, you'll get a diploma." It was so easy to reach a consensus. Mu Tongxue thought about the humiliation and hatred that Mu Qiqi brought to her. It was fine. She would let Mu Qiqi have the upper hand now. When the time was right, she would get it back. "Are you really confident about your mother's matter?" "Dad, trust me," Mu Tongxue said to Papa Mu. Mu Tongxue replied to Papa Mu, "I'll learn my lesson this time. I won't do such a shameful thing again. It's good that you know." So, the Mu family decided on the shares. They contacted Su Zipei as soon as possible. Su Zipei called Lu Wenhua out of reflex. Chapter 95. Mu Qiqi was already an adult. Logically speaking, it was not a bad thing to be in a relationship. But it was complicated between Mu Qiqi and Sheng Xiao. First of all, the two families were enemies. Secondly, they were the benefactors of each other now. He did not want to think about how much trouble the Sheng family would put in when they were together. Mu Qiqi was still young. Lu Wenhua did not want her to get involved in a relationship at such a young age, especially when it was with Sheng Xiao. After all, Sheng Xiao was the crown prince of Huangyao. He would inherit his father's position and become the CEO of the Diamond Empire. So, Sheng Xiao did not have the right to choose his partner. So, he had to confirm their relationship. It would be best if he guessed wrong. But if he guessed right, he had to do something. Soon, it was 11 o'clock at night. Mu Qiqi went out as promised. She got into Sheng Xiao's car, and the two of them disappeared at the entrance of the small mansion. Lu Wenhua wanted to follow them, but he was afraid that Sheng Xiao would notice him. So he stopped outside the small mansion. If he told Su Zipei about it now, Mu Qiqi would be caught red-handed. But he did not want to agitate Su Zipei. He wanted to think about how to deal with it. Not long after Sheng Xiao left, Lu Wenhua also left. Sheng Xiao had planted his men in the security area of the small mansion. So, when he saw Lu Wenhua leaving with Sheng Xiao, he immediately called Sheng Xiao. "Young Master Sheng, Mr. Lu seems to be following you." Sheng Xiao stopped the car by the roadside and turned off the engine. Not long after, Lu Wenhua's car passed by them. Mu Qiqi did not know what Sheng Xiao meant. So she asked, "What's wrong?" "Principal Lu found you in my car." Sheng Xiao replied with a gloomy look. Then he asked Mu Qiqi, "Do you want to admit it or clarify it?" Sheng Xiao did not care about who knew about it, but he cared about Mu Qiqi's feelings. As long as Mu Qiqi said that she would clarify it, Lu Wenhua's misunderstanding would be cleared up soon. "Xiao Xiao, do you think Uncle Lu will tell Aunt Zipei?" "Lu Wenhua is very careful. If he is not sure, he will not tell your aunt," Sheng Xiao replied. Then he started the engine again. "Then, what will be the consequences if he finds out?" Mu Qiqi looked at him and asked seriously, "I'm going to university soon. I'm an adult too. My privacy and private life should be protected." Compared to her previous panic, Mu Qiqi was much calmer now. "I'm afraid Lu Wenhua won't think so." Sheng Xiao smiled dangerously. "Who do you think I am? What kind of person was he? Forget it. You don't have to worry about it." "Why? He will definitely come to me first," Sheng Xiao answered confidently, and entered the new house with Mu Qiqi. Remembering that the Mu family had agreed to give her shares, she asked, "Can I transfer the shares to Aunt Zipei now? Are you sure you won't leave any for yourself?" Mu Qiqi shook her head. "I'm following you. Why do I need the Mu Jia's shares?" Because she didn't want to be entangled with the Mu family. Because if her relationship with Sheng Xiao were to be exposed one day, at least she would be able to distance herself from the Mu family. Sheng Xiao understood what she meant. He pinched her face. "I've told you before. You don't need to think about me. You can fight for what you want. I want you." Mu Qiqi answered Sheng Xiao straightforwardly. But it was a psychological need. But Sheng Xiao misunderstood it. "Your body needs to rest a little more." Sheng Xiao carried her into the bathroom. They came out after an hour. As for what happened in the bathroom, Mu Qiqi's red face could explain it. After a while, Mu Qiqi fell asleep in Sheng Xiao's arms. As for Sheng Xiao, he thought that he would have to meet Lu Wenhua first tomorrow. The next morning, Sheng Xiao went back to Huang Yao first. Jing Yin received a call from Lu Wenhua. It was a formal call. It seemed that Lu Wenhua was serious about it. "Young master, you have half an hour during lunch break. You can meet Principal Lu. Arrange a place where people won't notice. Remind me when I meet him," Sheng Xiao answered. "Understood." Jing Yun made the arrangements. It was a cafe opposite Huang Yao. During lunch break, Sheng Xiao went to the cafe. When he saw Lu Wenhua, he did not wait for him to speak. Sheng Xiao said, "Are you looking for me because of Qiqi? It seems that young Master Sheng already knows about it. I've arranged someone to watch you in the villa. He saw your whereabouts," Sheng Xiao answered straightforwardly. Lu Wenhua frowned when he saw that. He asked Sheng Xiao, "You and Qiqi? I thought that you already understand." "Young Master Sheng, why?" "You know that nothing will happen between you and Qiqi. She is still a child. If you treat her like this, what will happen to her when you two separate in the future? Let's not talk about the feud between your two families. Even if there is no grudge between you two, how can anyone enter the Sheng family just because they want to?" Lu Wenhua questioned Sheng Xiao directly. But Sheng Xiao was very calm. There was even a smile at the corner of his mouth. "Since you came to me, it means that your feelings for Aunt Zipei are real," Sheng Xiao replied. "Now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Qiqi?" "I, Sheng Xiao, never hide my private affairs. You should know that, Principal Lu. But Qiqi did not want Aunt Zipei to be sad and worried. So, we did not reveal our relationship to the public." "How dare you reveal it to the public? The Sheng family can eat Qiqi." "How do you know that I can't protect Qiqi, Principal Lu?" Sheng Xiao looked at Lu Wenhua firmly and asked, "She is mine. Since I approve of her, I will not let anyone hurt her. You say it so easily now, but in the future, your parents will pressure you. Do you think that I am someone who relies on my parents? Even if you are very capable, what if your parents threaten you? What if your father threatens you with death? After listening to Lu Wenhua's words, Sheng Xiao could not help but laugh. Principal Lu, you must have read too many romance novels. I believe that you have heard about me before. As long as I have set my eyes on someone or something, no one can touch it unless they step over my body. Moreover, what is done cannot be undone. Chi-Chi and I are indeed together. It is the truth whether you accept it or not, Principal Lu. When the time is right, I will tell Aunt Zipei. If you don't want her to get hurt, you better listen to me. Actually, Lu Wenhua knew that he could not change anything by coming to Sheng Xiao today. But he did not expect that Sheng Xiao would admit it so easily. I have something to do in the afternoon. Sorry, I cannot accompany you. Then, Sheng Xiao stood up and left Lu Wenhua. At this time, Jing Yun said something to Lu Wenhua. In the beginning, I was the same as you. I strongly opposed it. But, in the end, I could not win against young master's persistence. I'm not asking you to rest assured. I can only tell you that I cannot guarantee that Miss Mu will not get hurt. But I can guarantee that young master will bear all the pain that Miss Mu suffers. Chapter 96. Sheng Xiao had said it just now. What was done could not be undone. Could it be that Lu Wenhua did not understand the meaning of these words? Moreover, they went out at night and came back the next morning. Even if Sheng Xiao did not say it, Lu Wenhua would know that Mu Chi-Chi and Sheng Xiao were inseparable now. He did not think that he could change anything. He didn't want to know what Sheng Xiao was thinking and how he was going to help Mu Chi-Chi settle down in the future. Lu Wenhua felt terrible when he saw the current situation. He had to think from Su Zipei's point of view. Principal Lu, if there is nothing else, please leave. Lu Wenhua took a deep breath, stood up, and left the cafe. Then, he drove to the small mansion. But Mu Chi-Chi was not at home. Why are you here at this time? Have you had lunch? No. Lu Wenhua shook his head. Then, I will cook for you. Just wait for a while. Lu Wenhua did not want to eat Su Zipei's food. He just wanted to give her a chance to talk. But he did not want to do it on purpose. So, he sat down at the dining table and saw Su Zipei serving him a bowl of noodle soup. He could not help but remind her. It is not safe outside these days. You and Mu Chi-Chi should not go out at night. We usually sleep at around 10 o'clock. Why should we go out at night? Zipei. Su Zipei was anxious when she saw that he wanted to say something. What do you want to say? Nothing. You had a fever last time. When I left, I heard some rustling sounds. I don't know if it was a rat or a thief. You should be careful at night. Lu Wenhua said and focused on eating his noodles. Because he could not tell Su Zipei directly. But he could not say nothing either. He could only remind Su Zipei. He hoped that she would notice the relationship between Mu Chi-Chi and Sheng Xiao. I know. Su Zipei did not care. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the education department announced Mu Chi-Chi's final exam result. She got a total of 731 points. It was higher than her previous score of 724 points. Of course, the education department monitored her entire exam. They did not give her any special privileges. The education department also posted her questions on the internet so that people could compare the answers. Although it was a series of actions to clear Mu Chi-Chi's name, Mu Chi-Chi had already applied to study forensic science. Just as Sheng Xiao expected, after Mu Chi-Chi's results were exposed, the matter of exchanging test papers that had just died down was brought up again. Mu Group's shares had been affected several times, and they had suffered huge losses. Papa Mu could not stand it any longer, and so arranged a meet with his lawyer and Mu Chi-Chi so that Mu Chi-Chi could speak up as soon as possible. 10% of Mu Group shares was not a small amount. However, Papa Mu knew that the loss of Mu Group would be more severe if he delayed any longer. That was when Mu Tongxue suggested that she would go with her lawyer. As long as she apologized to Mu Chi-Chi would forgive the Mu family faster. Papa Mu thought about it and did not stop her. Since he had promised to restore Mu Tongxue's status as the daughter of the Mu family, he would give her that chance. That was why Mu Tongxue and the Mu family's lawyer went to the little mansion together. Su Zipei quickly asked the Mu family's lawyer when she saw Mu Tongxue. Why is she here? Miss Mu, I'm here to apologize. It's okay, Aunt Zipei. Mu Qiqi said to Su Zipei. Now that my results are out and the share transfer agreement has been delivered, you don't have to be afraid of her. Why should I be afraid of her? I'm just worried that you will feel uncomfortable. Su Zipei snorted. I didn't expect that the Mu family would forgive her so soon. That's not surprising. After all, Mu Tongxue can't scold her for the rest of her life. She won't be satisfied with that. It was Mu Tongxue's first time entering the little mansion. What other reason could she have for coming to Mu Qiqi's new home? She just wanted to see if she could find any clues from the little mansion. She wanted to see if the man behind Mu Qiqi had left any traces in the little mansion. Miss Mu, the share transfer agreement will be completed after you sign it here, the lawyer reminded Mu Qiqi. Aunt Zipei, please sign it. Mu Qiqi pulled Su Zipei and said, I'll give you the 10% shares. Qiqi. Su Zipei was stunned. Aunt Zipei, this is my gift to you. Sign it now, so that we don't have to trouble the lawyer to transfer the shares. Mu Qiqi said to Su Zipei, You've helped me and taken care of me. You deserve it. But Aunt Zipei, it's useless for me to hold the shares now. Mu Qiqi glanced at Mu Tongxue, who was sitting beside the lawyer when she said that. She realized that Mu Tongxue had put away her bad habit of acting after the blow. She was much quieter now. However, she did not think that Mu Tongxue's quietness was a sign of regret. She was thinking and plotting a scheme. Su Zipei thought about it again and again. Finally, she signed it. I'm just keeping it for you temporarily. Mu Qiqi had no intention of taking it back since she had given it to Mu Tongxue. She just wanted the Mu family to pay the price and make them suffer. Then Mu Tongxue stood up and said to Mu Qiqi, Sister, I'm sorry. It was my fault in the past. I hope you can forgive me. Whether I forgive you or not, we won't have anything to do with each other anymore. You can be your mistress, and I'll study in my university. I'll learn my lesson in the future. You don't have to say why you're here. We both know that you're not the second young lady who likes to pretend to be pitiful, and I'm not the scapegoat who gets bullied. From now on, I just hope that you won't mess with me. I'll remember that. Mu Tongxue did not refute a single word, appearing very obedient. However, Mu Qiqi would not fall for that. Since you've remembered it, you can leave now. Sister, before I leave, can I visit your room? Mu Qiqi sneered and nodded. Sure. Then, the two sisters entered Mu Qiqi's room one after the other. Mu Tongxue looked around after she entered the room and said, It's better for you to be here than at the Mu family. What clues did you find? Can you find my wild man now? Mu Qiqi asked in return. Be careful if you want to find him. I'll be in your care in the future, sister. The meaning behind Mu Tongxue's words was clear. She would not let Mu Qiqi off so easily and would definitely bite her death. Even so, Mu Qiqi was not afraid. Bring it on. I've chosen forensics anyway. If you feed someone the wrong medicine in the future, we'll have corpses to talk. Mu Tongxue looked up at Mu Qiqi. The girl's change was certainly surprising. Sister, that man has changed you too much. Chapter 97. Sheng Xiao only gave Mu Qiqi the courage to fight back. But if Mu Tongxue did not hurt her again and again, Mu Qiqi thought that she would not have so many troubles at the age of 18. Soon, Mu Tongxue left the small mansion with the Mu family's lawyer. Meanwhile, Su Zipei asked Mu Qiqi, What did you two talk about? Aunt, I will not be wronged again. You can be sure about that. But you have given me all your shares. Giving them to you is more useful than giving them to me. Then, you won't feel that you're trying to climb up the social ladder with Uncle Lu. Mu Qiqi smiled. Su Zipei took a deep breath and patted Mu Qiqi's head. You have changed a lot in these few months. I can't keep up with you anymore. And I have just grown up. But I still need Uncle Lu's help to speak for Mu Group. I know what to do. Also, the lawyer said that she can be released on bail until the trial. Aunt, I will have to trouble you with her. I don't want to see her. Mu Qiqi knew who Su Zipei was talking about. The first thing Mama Moo would do after she was released from the detention center would be to divorce Papa Moo. So, Moo Chi-Chi just wanted to watch the drama unfold. She could not see anything like family love from Mama Moo. Okay, I know. Everything went smoothly. But Lu Wenhua did not expect that Moo Chi-Chi would give all the shares of Moo Group to Su Zipei without holding anything back. Aside from Sheng Xiao, Moo Chi-Chi and Su Zipei were truly relying on each other. Even so, he was still worried that Su Zipei would be hurt if she found out about it. Su Zipei kept Lu Wenhua's words in mind. She thought that there was something going on in the middle of the night. So, she listened carefully. Because of that, she saw Moo Chi-Chi going out at 11 o'clock at night. She saw Moo Chi-Chi going out, but she did not know where she was going or who she was meeting. Although Moo Chi-Chi had gone out before, it was to buy snacks. But this time, Su Zipei realized that Moo Chi-Chi did not come home until 1 in the morning. She could have found out where Moo Chi-Chi was with just a phone call, but she would be fooled if Moo Chi-Chi came up with some other excuse. That was why she simply said nothing. Moo Chi-Chi did not know that Su Zipei had found out about her going out after Lu Wenhua's reminder. After all, she would go to her new home at night, even if it was stormy, because that was the only time she could be with Sheng Xiao. After hearing about what happened during the day, Sheng Xiao put Moo Chi-Chi on the washstand and leaned between her legs. He looked at her and said, "Since it's over, do you want to go out and play for a few days?" "Can I?" Moo Chi-Chi asked, hooking her arms around his neck. "I'll arrange it." Then he buried his head in her neck and kissed her earlobe, the earlobe with his name tattooed on it. Moo Chi-Chi fell into Sheng Xiao's arms and let him do whatever he wanted. After a while, they were back on the big bed. Although they did not have their first night, and Sheng Xiao was waiting patiently, it was inevitable that the two of them would be intimate now that they had broken through that boundary. But they did not take the last step. Lying on the bed, Sheng Xiao looked at Moo Chi-Chi and lifted her chin. "Little one, you haven't smiled for a long time. Why don't you smile?" "How can I smile now?" Moo Chi-Chi hooked her arms around Sheng Xiao's neck. "Why? What are you not satisfied with?" Sheng Xiao asked. Moo Chi-Chi got up and kissed Sheng Xiao's Adam's apple. Then, she lay down again. "I just want to be with you. But I'm afraid that I will know more about the Sheng family. That is not what you should think about now. When the time is right, I will arrange for you to meet the Sheng family. But not now." Sheng Xiao caressed Moo Chi-Chi's cheek with his finger and promised her, "I promise that I will let you subdue them one by one." Isn't it too early to say that? Moo Chi-Chi did not want to hold on to her expectations so soon. Sheng Xiao lowered his head and kissed Moo Chi-Chi's thin lips. "I just don't want you to be afraid." Then, the bedside lamp was switched off. In the dark, there was nothing but the sound of their kissing. Love and comfort were necessary. But in the end, Sheng Xiao cared about Moo Chi-Chi's body. Even if the pain was coming sooner or later, he had to follow the doctor's advice and do it step by step. He would first adjust Moo Chi-Chi's state every time they were intimate. It was good for her. After midnight, Moo Chi-Chi slept in Sheng Xiao's arms. Even in the summer, Moo Chi-Chi did not want to let go of his hands. Sheng Xiao was sweating all over, but he let her be. "Xiao Xiao, I am so hot. Turning on the air conditioner will lower your immune system. It is not good for your body." That being said, the great crown prince of Huang, Yao, did not mean what he said. He did it just so that Moo Chi-Chi could sleep comfortably. How could he not spoil his little one? "I want to go out and play with you," Moo Chi-Chi said in her sleep. "I think you are fantasizing about me." But was the matter with the Moo family really resolved? It seemed not. The next morning, Mama Moo was released from the detention center after being released on bail. Even if Su Zipei did not want to see her, she still waited for her at the door. After all, Mama Moo had nowhere else to go. "I have arranged a place for you to stay. You can keep using the lawyer since you want to sue Moo Chi-Chi." "Zipei, I still want to see Moo Chi-Chi. But Moo Chi-Chi does not want you to see her." Su Zipei answered straightforwardly. "She's going to university soon. She does not want to have anything to do with the Moo family. But there is something I want to tell her." Mama Moo's expression was solemn. "I am too selfish. You can tell me what you want to say." Mama Moo glanced at Su Zipei. She was about to speak, but swallowed her words. Su Zipei glanced at Mama Su. She found her expression strange, but she did not ask. It was just that once this secret was made public, many things would change. Especially Mu Qiqi's future. Still, Mu Tongxue had promised Papa Mu that she would settle Mama Mu's divorce once Mama Mu was released. There was no telling if she could wait until the secret was revealed. Chapter 98. After settling Mama Mu down, Su Zipei returned to the small mansion. She did not tell Mu Qiqi that she saw Mu Qiqi going out. She did everything as usual. She waited until Mu Qiqi left the house at 11 o'clock at night. She followed Mu Qiqi quietly. When she saw Mu Qiqi getting into Sheng Zhao's car, she took a few steps back. Suddenly, she understood why Lu Wenhua asked her to be careful. He must have seen Mu Qiqi and Sheng Zhao leaving the house. Then, she remembered what Mu Tongxue told her about Mu Qiqi's secret meeting with a man at night. It turned out that Mu Qiqi and Sheng Zhao had been going on a secret date before that, but she did not know about it. Qiqi, young Master Sheng. Su Zipei covered her chest and went back to the mansion. She sat in the living room. Her mind was in a mess. She had never thought that Mu Qiqi would fall in love with her savior. Then, Su Zipei called Lu Wenhua. She knew that Mu Qiqi would not come back that night. Lu Wenhua thought that something important had happened to Su Zipei when he received the call. But when he entered the small mansion and sat opposite Su Zipei, he saw that Su Zipei looked very serious. She seemed to be in a state of shock. Did Mu Qiqi go out? You saw it. That's why you told me, right? Su Zipei raised her head and asked Lu Wenhua. I don't want you to be kept in the dark, Lu Wenhua replied. These two kids, Su Zipei's hands were trembling, but she forced herself to calm down. You didn't tell anyone, right? Why would I tell anyone about this? Lu Wenhua replied. I'm just worried that you'll get hurt. I will handle this. It has nothing to do with you. Please don't make decisions on your own in the future, Su Zipei said to Lu Wenhua. Zipei, after such a long time, I thought that I had entered your heart. Don't you understand what I'm doing? Lu Wenhua was a little hurt by Su Zipei's tough words. I really don't understand you now. It doesn't matter what Qiqi has done. It doesn't matter if she is hiding it from me. As her aunt, I will stand by her side unconditionally. If you are not a like-minded person, then I will not continue to be with you. Su Zipei said to Lu Wenhua seriously, even if you are in my heart, I have to be sure that you will not hurt Qiqi. Zipei, Qiqi is like my own daughter. How could I hurt her? Su Zipei looked at him seriously. Both of them looked at each other for a long time. Finally, Su Zipei nodded. If that's the case, no matter what happens in the future, I hope that you'll stand on our side and protect us. As for the other matters, I will naturally deal with them. Lu Wenhua did not mind it at all. The Sheng family is a dangerous place. If we don't stand by Qiqi's side, she will lose all her confidence. Do you know where they went? There's a villa area near Sheng Ting University. The person I hired tonight has just reported to me. Young Master Sheng should have bought some property there. I want to go in. Can you think of a way? Su Zipei asked Lu Wenhua. Although Lu Wenhua was surprised why Su Zipei wanted to go in, he still nodded and agreed. I will try my best. Actually, it was not difficult to understand. For Su Zipei, she had to protect Mu Qiqi in front of others. But it was an indisputable fact that Mu Qiqi and Sheng Zhao had lied to her. She naturally had to settle this matter and vent her anger at Mu Qiqi. Otherwise, it would be extremely embarrassing if someone else used this matter or if the Sheng family found out about it, and she knew nothing about it. As for the other matters, she would only know after she met the two of them. Mu Qiqi and Sheng Zhao lived together secretly in the small house. Of course, it was not the style of the crown prince of Huangyao, but because Mu Qiqi cared about it, he had to be careful. The next day, at 5 o'clock, the two of them woke up together. But when they walked out of the villa, they saw Su Zipei standing in front of their villa. Mu Qiqi was stunned. She wanted to let go of Sheng Zhao's right hand, but it was too late. She stopped moving. When Su Zipei saw the two of them walking out of the villa, she closed her eyes and cried. How could you do this? How could you? Aunt Zipe. Mu Chi-Chi was both afraid and apprehensive. Susie Pei walked to the two of them with tears streaming down her face. Sheng Xiao said to Mu Chi-Chi, "Go and open the door." Susie Pei followed Mu Chi-Chi into the living room. Then, she sat on the sofa and covered her face, crying. Mu Chi-Chi squatted in front of Susie Pei and held her hand with trembling hands. "Aunt, please hit me." As a result, Susie Pei really punched her. "How can you be so bold? You are living together with a man, and I like Xiao Xiao. I don't want to let him go. So, I want to tell you, but I am afraid that you will object. I'm so afraid. You said that Xiao Xiao is our savior. I'm so afraid. You said that I can't be a match for him." Seeing Mu Chi-Chi kneeling on the floor, Susie Pei could not bear it. "I am afraid because I feel sorry for you. Do you know what kind of family the Sheng family is?" "Aunt, I am not afraid. Since you are not afraid of this, why are you afraid to tell me?" Susie Pei sighed deeply. "Do you know how sad I am? Aunt, I am sorry." Sheng Xiao was standing behind them, but he knew that Susie Pei did not mean to make things difficult for Mu Chi-Chi. Moreover, Lu Wenhua stopped him from speaking for Mu Chi-Chi, so he just stood aside. He knew that Mu Chi-Chi cared a lot about this aunt of hers. She stood up from the sofa and walked around the villa. When she saw that the villa was filled with the smell of the two of them, she could not help but burst into tears. When she arrived at the kitchen, she saw that it was clean and tidy. She turned around and said, "Don't sneak around in the future. It's bad for your health to wake up at 5 in the morning. Also, both of you don't know how to cook. You should go home and eat." Mu Chi-Chi nodded and said, "Don't sneak around in the future. Aunt Chi-Chi, you used to be timid and cowardly, and I was afraid that you would be taken advantage of. But after this period of time, I can see that you have changed. So, I will not interfere with your decisions. But, no matter how difficult it is to say, you must tell me in the future. I don't know how the Sheng family is, and I don't want to know. But, if young Master Sheng cannot protect you, you still have me. I can help you and protect you. Just don't hide it from me like today. Can you do that?" Chapter 99. The two of them hugged each other and cried for a long time. It was only after much difficulty that they stopped, and Su Zipei led Mu Chi-Chi to Sheng Xiao. "Young Master Sheng, may I have a word with you alone?" Mu Chi-Chi asked. Sheng Xiao pulled Mu Chi-Chi closer to him and wiped her tears. Then he brought Su Zipei into the study and closed the door. "Young Master Sheng, are you just playing with Mu Chi-Chi, or—" Sheng Xiao crossed his arms and leaned against the desk. He answered Su Zipei, "I am serious. But you know, the Sheng family, if I am not confident, I will not expose her in front of everyone. Even if it is the Sheng family, I can still help her." Sheng Xiao answered Su Zipei. He was not as lazy, devilish, or playful as he used to be. He was very serious. "But why Mu Chi-Chi?" "There is no why. It is her. There is no one else." Su Zipei wiped away her tears and nodded. "All right, since you have decided to be together, I will do my best to protect Chi-Chi. But, young Master Sheng, I have something to tell you. If Chi-Chi is hurt one day, I will fight you to the death." Su Zipei nodded and said, "That's right. You will not have that chance." After they finished talking, they walked out of the study one after another. Mu Chi-Chi went up to them. "Aunt Xiao Xiao, all right, you should rest. The sun is not up yet. Let's talk tomorrow." Su Zipei waved at them. Lu Wenhua went forward and held Su Zipei's shoulder. They did not stay in the villa for long. Mu Chi-Chi watched them leave. But she could not do anything. She knew that her aunt still needed time to digest. Seeing her standing at the door in a daze, Sheng Xiao reached out to Mu Chi-Chi and pulled her into his arms. "Why? Do you feel guilty now?" "Aunt does not blame me. She is a righteous person. But After Sheng Xiao heard this, he carried her horizontally and placed her on the piano table behind him. Then, he covered her with his tall body. "You have a good aunt. I know." Soon, Sheng Xiao's kiss landed, and her clothes fell to the ground. "If that's the case, I'll F***CK you today. Here? What? You still want to pick?" Before Mu Chi-Chi could say anything else, her chin was lifted, and Sheng Zhao's warm palm moved down her spine. Her body was so sensitive that she couldn't help leaning back. The pain from that night was incomparably clear, but she did not flinch. She clung to his shoulders with both hands. When Sheng Zhao saw that, he picked her up by the waist and quickly returned to the bedroom. Then, he took out a condom. Mu Qiqi blushed and looked away. At the same time, she was very afraid because she knew how unforgettable the pain was. Seizing the opportunity, Sheng Zhao lifted her chin and stared at her with his beautiful eyes. "Can't concentrate? Xiao Xiao," Mu Qiqi called out softly. Perhaps she herself did not know that her voice was trembling and begging for mercy. It was no different from an aphrodisiac that struck straight at a man's heart. "Xiao Xiao, what's the hurry?" Sheng Xiao smiled mischievously when he heard Mu Qiqi's soft cry. After that, he did not hold back and expressed his feelings with intense actions and words. It was 8 o'clock in the morning when she woke up. Mu Qiqi was relieved when she saw that Sheng Xiao had not left yet. He was still asleep. Beneath his messy hair was a perfect face that captivated and mesmerized people. Mu Qiqi blushed when she remembered what happened just now. She wanted to get up, but her legs were weak, and she almost rolled off the bed. Fortunately, Sheng Xiao reached out and caught her. Mu Qiqi fell into Sheng Zhao's arms and stuck herself to his burning body, not daring to move. "Hungry?" Sheng Xiao asked over Mu Qiqi's head. "Yeah." Mu Qiqi nodded. "I want to pack up and go back to see Aunt Zipei." Sheng Xiao opened his eyes and looked down at Mu Qiqi. Then, he rolled over and wrapped her in the blanket before carrying her over his shoulder. "Xiao Xiao." Mu Qiqi was shocked. "Congratulations on becoming my woman." Sheng Xiao moved closer to Mu Qiqi and teased her. "You have taken my first time. You have to take responsibility." "When did I say that I won't take responsibility? I'll say the ugly words first. I think I have the potential to be a pervert. I might want you anywhere, and when that happens, you won't be able to take it. You just like to bully me." Mu Qiqi could not help biting Sheng Zhao's nose. "I know you're just scaring me. What if that's true?" Mu Qiqi looked at his half-smiling face. Her heart raced, and she was afraid that she would sink deeper into it. She quickly pushed him away. "Aren't you going to work?" Sheng Xiao sneered and did not say anything else. Instead, he put her in the bathtub and cleaned her up. Mu Qiqi enjoyed Sheng Zhao's service and felt the discomfort in her body disappearing bit by bit. She was finally Sheng Zhao's, and Sheng Xiao belonged to her alone. Sheng Xiao, the crown prince, was hers. After washing up, Sheng Xiao sent Mu Qiqi back to the small villa. Then he went back to Huangyao. Mu Qiqi thought about what happened in the morning. She felt sad, especially when she saw Su Zipei. "Aunt, since you've made your choice, you must be loyal to it." "I understand." Su Zipei smiled at Mu Qiqi. "Thank you, Aunt. Moreover, I've promised Wenhua that we'll get along and see if we can become a family." "Really?" In fact, Su Zipei did this not only because she had feelings for Lu Wenhua, but also because she had other plans. She wanted to help Mu Qiqi gain some background. She could not have nothing. Who knew what would happen to the Sheng family in the future? Lu Wenhua knew that she had such thoughts, but he did not object. After all, it was enough for him to protect the person he loved. "Come and have breakfast. I still have to go to the hotel to deal with that woman. She seemed to have a secret to tell me, but she did not say it out loud. I'll ask her today." Chapter 100. Su Zipei arrived at the hotel in the morning. She saw Mama Mu packing her luggage. She asked, "Do you have a plan?" "I spoke to Mu Qiqi last night. He asked me to go to him today to discuss the terms of the divorce. If everything goes well, I want to go abroad after I finish my sentence." Mama Mu said to Su Zipei, "What's the point of staying here now that my family is gone?" She could start afresh after she went abroad. It was a good place to go. However, Su Zipei did not forget her purpose of coming to the hotel today. "Yesterday, you wanted to say something but stopped. What did you want to say to me?" Mama Mu stopped what she was doing when she heard Su Zipei's question. She turned around and looked at Su Zipei. "What secret do I have to tell you? I know you. Don't you look like you have a secret now?" Mama Mu chuckled and sighed. "Zipei, I know you care about Muchichi. So, I can't tell you my secret now, even if I have it. I'll give you an explanation after I get the divorce. Then I'll wait. Are you going to the Mu family? Don't worry. I have my lawyer with me. Everything will be fine. I've had enough of that man. After being married for so many years, Papa Mu always asked her to behave herself. Otherwise, he would scold and beat her. She had endured it for so many years. Now it was the end. All right then. After all, it was a private matter between Mama Mu and the Mu family. She could not force herself to stay by Mama Mu's side. Moreover, even if she was worried about Mama Mu might not appreciate it. After all, no matter how much the Mu family had done wrong, Mama Mu had never done anything wrong. I'm leaving now. Mama Mu brought her lawyer to the Mu family's house. Mama Mu hesitated when she saw the familiar house, but she still walked in. Papa Mu was sitting on the sofa in the living room. There was the divorce agreement on the coffee table in front of him. Mu Group had just started to improve. He did not want to waste his time on Mama Mu. After all, he had given her 10% of the company's shares so that she could speak up for Mu Group. After being married for so many years, I think I owe you something. So, here's the check. You can fill in the amount you want. I won't complain. Mama Mu could not believe it. She never thought that Papa Mu would be so easy to negotiate with. But the check on the table and the divorce agreement were all signed. Papa Mu was not lying this time. Could it be that he still had feelings for Mama Mu? Actually, that was not the case. After Mama Mu called Papa Mu last night, Mu Tangxue told Papa Mu, "Dad, you can agree to whatever request that woman makes tomorrow. Then, you'll go on a business trip and leave the rest to me. What if you fail again?" Papa Mu clearly did not trust Mu Tangxue enough. Believe me, she won't be able to take a single cent. It was precisely because of that conversation that Papa Mu was being so generous. He rose to his feet when he saw that Mama Mu was not moving. "We've been husband and wife for so many years, and I don't want to see you leave with my own eyes. That's why I'm leaving first. I'm going overseas for a business trip." Mama Mu never expected that Papa Mu would be so understanding. Could it be that he really owed her something? She thought that Papa Mu was scheming, but he really left the house. Mama Mu looked at the divorce agreement and the check, and turned to the lawyer doubtfully. "If that's the case, it's a good thing. You don't have to trouble the lawyer. If that's the case, I'll leave first. You can pack your things," the lawyer told Mama Mu. "All right, we'll contact each other if there's any problem." Mama Mu was not on guard, because Papa Mu had already left. Then, she went into her bedroom to pack her things, when she heard movement from Mu Tangxue's room upstairs. Mama Mu cautiously went upstairs, and found Mu Tangxue sitting on the floor, her body covered in wounds and her face in pain. Mu Tangxue quickly threw herself into Mama Mu's arms when she saw her. Mommy, you're finally back. Daddy is going to beat me to death. Please take me away." She remembered that her daughter had been trying to make her a scapegoat when she was detained. Mama Mu quickly pushed her away. "I'm not your mother anymore. I've divorced that man." Mu Tangxue was in disbelief. She knelt on the floor and hugged Mama Mu's legs, begging, "Mommy, don't go, please. Stay with me. Swear, I'm not a member of the Mu family anymore. Just tonight. Stay with me. Daddy's on a business trip, and I'm scared." Mu Tangxue hugged Mama Mu's legs and would not let go no matter what. Mama Mu's heart softened at that. "I'll leave tomorrow morning." Mu Tangxue hugged Mama Mu's legs and burst into tears when she got a response. Mama Mu helped her to bed when she saw her in pain. She took care of her, as she always did, but she was not a member of the Mu family after all. "You'll be alone in the Mu family from now on. Be careful. Mommy, you don't want me anymore. You don't want me anymore." Mu Tangxue was sobbing pitifully, which was why Mama Mu stayed by her side and took care of her for the whole day. It was fortunate that the man had gone on a business trip. Otherwise, she would not have stayed in the house for a second. If not for that man's conscience and did not make things difficult for her after the divorce, she would have ignored Mu Tangxue no matter how miserable she was. When night fell, Su Zipei called Mama Mu to ask why she did not return to the hotel. Mama Mu told Su Zipei that everything was going smoothly. She would pack her things and leave the Mu family early the next morning. Su Zipei told Mama Mu to be careful, because she knew that the father and daughter of the Mu family were not easy to deal with. Mama Mu nodded in agreement. But she did not know that she would not survive the night in the Mu family. Mu Tongxue stayed in bed for the whole day because she had been abused too much. After Mama Mu made her dinner, she returned to the room where she had lived with the man for decades and packed her things. Everything appeared to be fine, but the entire mansion was engulfed in thick smoke in the middle of the night. The neighbors quickly called the police, and the firefighters arrived 20 minutes later. Mu Tongxue was calling for help from the second floor, and the firefighters quickly took action. They had her jump down from the second floor, and someone would come to her rescue. The fire was so fierce that Mu Tongxue hesitated several times. Fortunately, everyone tried their best to dissuade her, and she finally jumped out of the window. But she fainted when she reached the ground. Chapter 101. When Su Zipei received the call, it was not even 4 in the morning. She was surprised to receive a call from the hospital. But when the doctor mentioned Su Ziqing's name, Su Zipei's heart skipped a beat, because there was only one thought in her mind. It's over. At the moment, Mu Qiqi was in her new home. She was very restless in her dreams. Sheng Xiao was woken up by her waving hands. Seeing that she was sweating, he propped himself up and hugged her in his arms. Little one, you can't be honest even in your dreams. Su Zipei called Mu Qiqi while rushing to the hospital. Sheng Xiao saw his phone screen flickering. He got up and picked it up. Aunt Ziki, young Master Sheng, bring Mu Qiqi to the hospital. Hurry, her mother is dying. Which hospital? Kong Sheng. Sheng Xiao hung up and turned to look at Mu Qiqi, who was sleeping on the bed. Suddenly, he understood why Mu Qiqi had nightmares. It was because mother and son were connected. Then he put on his clothes and put Mu Qiqi on his shoulder. He did that so that she could sleep a little longer. At the moment, in the emergency department of Kong Sheng Hospital, Mu Tongxue had already woken up. The first thing she did when she woke up was to ask the medical staff, "Where's my mommy? Did you manage to save my mommy?" Miss, don't worry." The nurse quickly comforted her. "How can I not worry? The fire is so big that I can't find her." "Your mother is being resuscitated," the nurse replied. "You have inhaled carbon monoxide too. You need a rest." Mu Tongxue struggled to get up, but Su Zipei had already stormed into the emergency room angrily. "Mu, Tang, Shui, Aunt Zipei." Mu Tongxue choked. She felt terrible. "Don't tell me that you don't know why there was a fire in your house." "Aunt Zipei, I really don't know. I really cough." "Family member, don't agitate the patient." The nurse advised Su Zipei, "If there's anything, please investigate first." Su Zipei looked at Mu Tongxue. She looked at her hateful face and gritted her teeth. "If I find out that you have something to do with this, I won't let you go." "Aunt Zipei, I'm really innocent." Mu Tongxue defended herself. Even if she had done something, she wouldn't have been so heavy-handed. Both men were arguing in the emergency room when Mu Qiqi woke up in Sheng Xiao's sports car, surprised at her surroundings. "Xiao Xiao, the clothes are in the back. Put them on and get out of the car." Sheng Xiao told Mu Qiqi. "Mama Mu was caught in the fire. I don't know if she's alive or dead." Mu Qiqi's eyes widened when she heard the second half of his words. She quickly picked up her clothes from the back seat and put them on. "You go find Annie. I'll deal with the aftermath." Before she got out of the car, he reached out and held her hand. "No matter what happens, I'll be here, okay?" "I know." Mu Qiqi quickly got out of the car and met Su Zipei at the entrance of the emergency room. "Qiqi, Aunt, what's the situation now?" Su Zipei grabbed Mu Qiqi's arm and shook her head. "It's not looking good. I told her not to stay in the Mu family, but she didn't listen to me. Now it's all over." Mu Qiqi couldn't tell what she was feeling. Even if Mama Mu had treated her badly before, even if she didn't treat her like her own daughter, she was still her mother. She was still her family. "I couldn't get through to that man. I called the people from Mu Group, and they said that the scumbag had gone abroad." Mu Tongxue in the emergency room. "Oomph," Su Zipei snorted. They went to the operating room and waited for about 2 hours. Then the police came to the door. Su Zipei quickly asked the police, How did the fire start? Preliminary investigation. The fire was not turned off in the kitchen. There was still some food on the stove. The fire spread from the first floor to the living room and the master bedroom. Even so, they shouldn't have been hurt so badly. They had a phone, and they could open the door and leave. Moreover, Mu Tongxue could be saved. Don't worry, madam. Miss Mu's room was upstairs, and it was far away from the fire. But she fainted after she was saved. The firefighters didn't know if there was anyone else in the villa. Moreover, the fire spread from the living room to the front door. Obviously, they couldn't get out. Most importantly, there was an explosion. Of course, this is only our preliminary investigation. We'll have to wait for the detailed investigation. Su Zipei signed on behalf of the Mu family, but she couldn't believe that Mu Tongxue had nothing to do with it. How could it be so coincidental? Mu Qiqi sat outside the operating room. She couldn't help texting Sheng Xiao. Xiao Xiao, have you left? Not far from you. Sheng Xiao replied. Mu Qiqi looked up at the corridor. She saw Sheng Xiao sitting on a chair not far away. He was looking at her with a serious face. Mu Qiqi was relieved. Then, the doctor came out of the operating room. Su Zipei went up to him and grabbed his arm. Doctor, how is my sister? We tried our best. I'm sorry. Please go and see the patient for the last time. The doctor said apologetically to Su Zipei and Mu Qiqi. Su Zipei paused for a moment. Then, she ran into the operating room. Mu Qiqi followed behind her. But when they saw Mama Mu lying on the operating table, her whole body scorched, Su Zipei couldn't help but cover her mouth and cry. Mu Qiqi couldn't believe it. It was her mother. Zipei. Mama Mu was lying on the operating table and shouted with difficulty. I'm here. I'm here. Su Zipei quickly went up to her. She could smell the burnt smell coming from Mama Mu's body. Her skin was festering. Her face was unrecognizable. Qian, Shue, or might not be from the Mu family. Mama Mu tried her best to speak to Su Zipei. I don't know whose child I'm pregnant with. Su Zipei could barely hear Mama Mu. She leaned closer to her. Sister, don't talk. That man is Shun Jianchuan. Mama Mu tried her best to open her eyes. She said to Su Zipei, you have to find out. Seeing that Mama Mu didn't have the strength to speak anymore, Su Zipei quickly pulled Mu Qiqi to her. Qiqi is here. Qiqi is here. Sister. Qi. Mama Mu reached out her hand, but she couldn't touch Mu Qiqi. Mu Qiqi stood in front of Mama Mu. Her eyes were filled with tears. In that very instant, she could not even keep her footing and stumbled backwards. But unexpectedly, Sheng Xiao's warm palm supported her body. Chapter 102. Sheng Xiao knew that Mu Tongxue was also in the hospital, but since he could not let her know about their relationship, Sheng Xiao simply closed the door to the operating room and let no one enter. Then, he held Mu Qiqi in his arms. Mu Qiqi tugged at Sheng Xiao's shirt and cried his arms. She would never see this person again, no matter how much she hated him. 2 of her family members had passed away at the age of 18, and one of them was her dearest relative. At that thought, Sheng Xiao hugged Mu Qiqi even tighter with his arms. Su Zipei turned to see Mu Qiqi crying. She slowly stopped crying and patted her shoulder. Your mother is so badly hurt. Even if she survives, it would be a fate worse than death. It's better to leave, at least she won't have to suffer. Mu Qiqi nodded. Apart from dealing with your mother's funeral, there's one more thing. We have to find out the truth behind the fire. Mu Qiqi struggled out of Sheng Xiao's arms. She stayed quiet for a few seconds before turning to Su Zipei. And Zipei, I want to see Mu Tongxue. Su Zipei understood what Mu Qiqi meant and looked at Sheng Xiao. Sheng Xiao looked down at Mu Qiqi and nodded. Go. Be careful. I'll take care of the aftermath. Mu Qiqi let go of Sheng Xiao's waist and held Su Zipei instead. Like mother and daughter, they walked to the emergency room with the same anger. Meanwhile, Mu Tongxue was getting an intravenous drip. Sister. Mu Qiqi did not give her a chance to speak. She dragged her from the bed and onto the floor. Mu Tongxue fell on the floor. Tears streamed down her face. She could not resist at all. The nurse quickly went up to Mu Chi and stopped her. What are you doing? The patient is badly hurt. Mu Chi looked down at Mu Tongxue and pinched her chin. It's just a serious injury. Why don't you just die? Mu Tongxue was sobbing. It took her a long time to catch her breath. Mommy, how is Mommy? You still have the cheek to ask. Mu Chi slammed Mu Tongxue's head against the wooden cabinet. When the nurse saw that, she quickly stepped forward and pushed Mu Chi away. I'll call the police if you do that again. Mu Chi staggered and almost lost her balance. But when she regained her balance, she said, Mommy has always been biased towards you. Even during the exchange of exam papers, she sacrificed a worthless person like me for you. Even if I hate her, I never thought of doing anything to her. On the other hand, she must have never thought that the person she loves the most would send her to hell with her own hands, right? Sister, what happened to Mommy really has nothing to do with me. No matter how cruel I am, I would never do anything to Mommy. Mu Tongxue cried. You know very well whether you did or not. But listen up, Mu Tongxue. You better promise me that no one will find any evidence, just like what happened to Grandma. Otherwise, I will definitely kill you. Mu Tongxue was sobbing uncontrollably. The nurse tried to help her up several times, but she could not stand up. But at this time, Mu Chi said to her, Aren't you going to see Mommy one last time? At least, I want you to remember Mommy's unrecognizable face. I want you to be afraid. Mu Tongxue struggled to stand up. With the help of a nurse, she slowly walked out of the emergency room. Mu Chi and Su Zipei followed behind Mu Tongxue. The journey to the operating room felt like a century for her. Finally, they arrived at the door of the operating room. Mu Tongxue looked inside. When she saw Mama Mu lying on the bed, she was so scared that her legs went weak. She fell to the ground. Mommy, you better remember Mommy's face now. Don't ever forget it. Mu Chi was hysterical. Her face was red. Lu Wenhua came after her. He held Su Zipei's shoulder and stopped Mu Chi. Chi, don't be so agitated. It's not worth it. Mu Chi glared hatefully at Mu Tongxue, who was on the ground, and finally kept quiet. Before she left, she said one last thing to Mu Tongxue. I'm afraid we can only be enemies in this life. But the more you want to drag me to hell, the more I won't let you have your way. I'm happy, but what about you? Mu Tongxue was sobbing on the ground. It was obvious that she was very sad. Lu Wenhua brought Mu Chi and Su Zipei away when he saw that. After they left the hospital, Mu Chi found the place where Sheng Xiao parked his car. The two cars quickly went back to the small mansion. The two women were very sad. Wenhua, about my sister's burial, can I leave it to me? Lu Wenhua said to her. Go and lie on the bed for a while. Chi. Su Zipei looked at Mu Chi worriedly. But Lu Wenhua said to her, Don't worry. Young Master Sheng is here. It's useless no matter what you say. Su Zipei nodded. She was very confused, especially the secret that Mama Mu told her at the end. It was about Mu Chi-Chi's identity. She had to find time to verify it. Zipei, the dead are gone. You have to accept it. Don't worry. No matter how much I hate the Mu family, I won't be like them. Let's see what that bastard will say when he comes back. After that, Su Zipei went back to her room. Sheng Xiao, who was standing behind Mu Chi, carried her in his arms and walked out of the small mansion. Mu Chi was in Sheng Xiao's arms. She was lying on his chest. She was talking nonsense. Xiao, you haven't had any peace ever since you got together with me, right? Sheng Xiao's handsome face was tense. He did not say anything. Instead, he brought Mu Chi back to their new home as fast as he could. Since you know that I haven't had any peace, you should make it up to me now. Sheng Xiao carried Mu Chi into the bedroom. He put her on the bed and tore her clothes. Mu Chi did not resist. She just watched as the man pressed her down. Sheng Xiao saw that she had no reaction. So, he carried her and put her on the dressing table. Mu Chi had nowhere to vent her pain. She felt Sheng Xiao's thrusting into her. So, she bit his shoulder. Sheng Xiao did not stop. He did it again and again. He used all kinds of positions that he had never tried before. He left all kinds of marks on her body until she went limp and fainted. After that, Sheng Xiao cleaned the marks on her body gently. Then he put her on the bed and covered her with a blanket. Little one, what should I do to make you not sad? After a moment of silence, Sheng Xiao said, Sleep well. I will always be here. Because he knew that Mu Chi was in trouble. But there was no way to comfort her when she lost her mother. Now he just wanted Mu Chi to sweat and have a good sleep. Chapter 103. On the other hand, Su Zipei was lying on the bed. Her face was pale, and her eyes were filled with sadness. Lu Wenhua sat beside her bed. He held her hand and comforted her. It has already happened. Don't think too much about it. You should think more about Mu Chi. There was a time when I hated her so much. But now, she died a horrible death. Forget it. Let me help you lie down. Su Zipei nodded. She looked at Lu Wenhua. Suddenly, she remembered what Mama Mu told her before she died. She asked her to investigate Shun Jianchuan, but she knew nothing about Shun Jianchuan. So, before she lay down, she asked Lu Wenhua, Wenhua, do you know Shun Jianchuan? Why not? He is the young master of the Shun family. He is a playboy. He used to be brothers with that bastard Mu. But he got into trouble and got into a fight with someone. Then, he became a vegetable. Now, he is lying in the hospital. So, it is normal that you have never heard of him. Why are you asking about him? Nothing. Su Zipei shook her head. Then, she lay down. Although she did not know what happened between Mama Mu and Shun Jianchuan, she had to find out the truth since her sister had such a question. After Mama Mu's funeral, she would investigate the hospital where the man was admitted to. Then, she would find out about Mu Chi-Chi's identity. Have a good rest. I will take care of the hospital. Thank you, Wenhua. Actually, she felt more at ease with this man by her side. At least, she had someone to rely on when something like this happened. A day had passed since the incident. Papa Mu rushed to the hospital in the evening, looking travel-worn. The mansion was burnt and Mama Mu was charred. The first thing Papa Mu did when he entered the hospital was to identify Mama Mu's body. Papa Mu looked serious when he saw the mutilated body. Then, he went to Mu Tongshue's ward. Dad, Mu Tongshue ran to her father when she saw him. It's okay, Shue. Papa Mu hugged Mu Tongshue and comforted her. It's all over now. Mommy. But Mommy, I know everything. I've gone to see your mommy. Papa Mu's eyes reddened. It was as if he could feel the pain and suffering of being a married couple for more than 10 years. Your mommy is not blessed. Besides, Dad, I want to save Mommy, but the door won't open. Do you know what's going on? I can't open the door. Dad is on a business trip. How could he know the details? We need to listen to the police's description. Papa Mu immediately defended himself. In fact, Mu Tangshua's question meant that she had thought about saving Mama Mu. She wanted to fulfill her wish, but all she wanted was for Mama Mu to be hurt. She never really wanted things to turn out like this. However, she could not open the door no matter how hard she tried. If it wasn't for her father, she really couldn't think of any other reason why things would turn out this way. However, she was the one who gave Papa Mu a perfect alibi. He had left the country. If this incident was determined to be an accident, then it would be fine. But if it was caused by someone, then it would be her responsibility. She never imagined that her father would be so ruthless. It's fine. Everything is fine now. Mu Tongshue clenched her fists. She knew that staying by her father's side was like asking a tiger for its skin. If there was a conflict of interest, the man in front of her would definitely sacrifice himself. It seemed that she had to find evidence of her father's involvement in the fire. Otherwise, how could she escape? I'll give your mother a proper burial. She's a pitiful person after all. I don't think Aunt Zipei would let us touch Mommy again. How could we? After all, we didn't divorce. Why did he not let Su Zipei touch Mama Mu's body? Wasn't it simple? He was afraid that Su Zipei would find out about the details. Therefore, even though Mu Tongshue and her father appeared to be a loving father and filial daughter, both of them were harboring their own agendas. Soon, Mu Tongshue left the hospital. When she arrived at the police station, the police handed Mama Mu's belongings to them. 2 rings and a pair of earrings. Take a look. Is there anything else? Mu Tongshue burst into tears at once. But she took Mama Mu's belongings from the police. I'm sorry for your loss. The police are still investigating the cause of the accident. We'll give you an accurate answer when the time comes. Thank you, officer. Mu Tongxue took the rings. Then, the father and daughter went to Grandpa Mu's house. Grandpa Mu could not help but sigh when he heard that Mama Mu was burned to death. Grandpa Mu even called Papa Mu into his study. He asked him, "How did Ziqing die?" "There was a fire in the house. I know that Ziqing asked you for a divorce. I heard that you agreed to it without hesitation. That's not your style. Did you know that Ziqing, father?" "Don't talk nonsense." Papa Mu interrupted Grandpa Mu. "I just came back from Japan." Grandpa Mu snorted coldly. He pointed at Papa Mu's chest and said, "If I find out that you're related to this incident, don't blame me for turning against you." "Father, you've misunderstood me." Mu Tongxue was outside their study. She heard their conversation. Even Grandpa Mu did not believe in Papa Mu's innocence, not to mention Mu Tongxue. But now, Mu Qiqi and Su Zipei were sure that she was the one who killed her mother. How could she prove her innocence? At that thought, Mu Tongxue clenched the relic in her hand, her mind recalling her mommy's burnt face. One day and one night passed. Mu Qiqi did not wake up even once. She only had nightmares and talked in her sleep. Sheng Xiao stayed by her bedside for the whole day. Su Zipei rested for the whole morning. Then, she went to her new house. She found Sheng Xiao in the study. They talked about some confidential matters. "Young Master Sheng, I can't find anyone else to talk about this. I can only ask for your help. Tell me." Sheng Xiao did not forget that he had made his niece unable to get out of bed. "Do you know Shen Jianchuan?" "Shen Jianchuan? Of course I know him. The Shun family used to visit us when I was young, but he has been in a vegetative state for many years." Sheng Xiao replied. "Why do you ask? Is the Shun family close to the Sheng family?" "Of course. According to seniority, I call Shen Jianchuan big brother. Qiqi might be Shen Jianchuan's daughter." Su Zipei could not care about anything else. She could only talk to Sheng Xiao now. Sheng Xiao's eyes widened when he heard that. "Aunt Su, you can't joke about this. You should know that Mu Qiqi has to call me uncle if what you said is true." "What? They're related by blood?" "Not really. It's just that the two families have always been close." Sheng Xiao explained. "That's good. So, the most important thing now is to find out if there is such a thing." Sheng Xiao nodded at Su Zipei's words. "I will find a chance to arrange it." But the truth was that if Mu Qiqi really had such a close relationship with the Shun family, as Su Zipei said, he would be Mu Qiqi's uncle. He would not care if he was an uncle or a brother. He would just be a senior in the family. Chapter 104. But young Master Sheng, if Mu Tongxue really is a member of the Shun family, Mu Tongxue would definitely be one as well. If Mu Qiqi's identity is exposed, Mu Tongshue's identity would be exposed as well. Wouldn't it be the same as the Mu family then? Su Zipei was worried that Mu Qiqi would be treated the same way as the Mu family. But Sheng Xiao shook his head. "I know the Shen family. If Mu Qiqi is really a member of the Shun family, she would not be mistreated at all. I would teach Mu Qiqi the personalities and taboos of the Shun family. Moreover, Grandpa Shun is a righteous man who is famous in the military. He would certainly be able to tell right from wrong." "That's good. But not everyone in the Shun family is good. They would have to ask for my permission if they want to bully Mu Qiqi." "I'm relieved to hear that." What Su Zipei was worried about was that the truth about her parentage was just the beginning of another nightmare for her. She would rather keep it a secret, and no one would be able to dig it out. "I'll give you an answer in 3 days. After all, it would not be too much trouble for the Sheng family to approach the Shen family." Then Mu Qiqi, she's still sleeping. She hasn't woken up since she came back yesterday, Sheng Xiao said nonchalantly. Su Zipei was naturally relieved to leave Mu Qiqi in Sheng Xiao's care. Still, there was no telling what would happen to the child without Sheng Xiao's support. "If that's the case, I'm going back. Please take good care of Mu Qiqi, young Master Sheng. I still have to go to the Mu family." "Please go." Sheng Xiao propped himself up and saw Su Zipei out of the mansion. Then, he gave Jingyun a call. "Jingyun, go to the hospital and get Shun Jianchuan's hair." Make sure it's his. Young master, old master asked about you not coming back to Huangyao today. Jing Yun sounded the alarm. He might cause trouble for you. What? Haven't you gotten used to my personality after so many years? Sheng Xiao snorted coldly. I'll handle it. Just do as I say. Hurry. Understood, young master. After the call, Sheng Xiao returned to the bedroom and saw that Mu Chi-Chi was still sleeping soundly. He found Mu Chi-Chi's hair on the pillow and put it in a small, transparent bag. Mu Chi-Chi was completely unaware of everything that was happening before her, unaware that her life was about to change dramatically. After doing all this, Sheng Xiao picked her up from the bed with the blanket. Only he knew how reluctant he was to part with her. However, it was better to be a member of the Shun family than the Mu family. It was the Shun family. As long as they did not expose their relationship, he could do whatever he wanted. It was better than being the daughter of the enemy, although it was not much better to be her uncle. Hence, Mu Chi-Chi woke up in Sheng Xiao's arms. She was puzzled when she saw that her body was suspended in the air. Xiao Xiao, what's wrong? Since you're awake, get up. Sheng Xiao put her down and got up. However, when Mu Chi-Chi tried to prop herself up, she found that her limbs were sore and weak. It was probably a side effect of having too much sex. Mu Chi-Chi didn't expect that Sheng Xiao would nibble her all over under such circumstances. I can't get up. At that moment, Mu Chi-Chi's eyes were red and she looked shy. Moreover, she was naked, which made Mu Chi-Chi feel even more embarrassed. Although Sheng Xiao was very familiar with her body now, Sheng Xiao smiled faintly and carried Mu Chi-Chi over his shoulder. Then, he put her on the washstand. Mu Chi-Chi was very repulsed, thinking that Sheng Xiao was going to ask for her again. Sheng Xiao laughed mockingly and pressed her shoulder. Do you think that I would still have the desire to sin when you look like this? Mu Chi-Chi turned around and looked at herself in the mirror. Her body was covered in bruises. There's almost no part of her that was intact. Then, she thought of Mama Mu. Mommy, she's gone. She'll never come back. What you should think about now is to bury her well and send her on her last journey. Sheng Xiao took off the towel and gently wiped Mu Chi-Chi's face. I'll look down on you if you keep thinking about what's in the past and what's gone. Mu Chi-Chi shook her head. Although she was upset, she knew very well that it was the Mu family who caused it. Where's Aunt Zipei? She went to meet the Mu family. I heard that they refused to let Aunt Sue take your mother's body away. Xiao Xiao, send me there too. Mu Chi-Chi's eyes suddenly became resolute. She could not do anything else because her power was limited, but she would not allow anyone from the Mu family to touch her mommy's body, especially not Mu Tongxue. The Mu family's house had been burned down. It could not be repaired in a short time. So, Su Zipei went to Mu Group directly. She wanted to meet Papa Mu directly, but the receptionist of Mu Group would not let her in. Papa Mu was guilty. Even if he was not, he would not let Su Zipei cause a scene in the company. So, Su Zipei could only contact Grandpa Mu, because Mu Tongxue had no other place to hide now. She took a taxi to the Mu family's house. Su Zipei asked the guard to pass the message. She thought that Grandpa Mu might not want to see her. But, to her surprise, Grandpa Mu agreed to it. Mu Tongxue was staying in Grandpa Mu's house. She looked at Su Zipei. Both of them had complicated feelings. Zipei, I'm sorry about Ziqing. I'm sorry for your loss. Grandpa Mu sat in the middle of the living room and said to Su Zipei. Su Zipei walked up to Grandpa Sheng and bowed to him. Then, she said, I'm here today because of my sister's body. Since my sister and brother-in-law have divorced, we will naturally take my sister's body away and bury her properly. However, I heard that brother-in-law doesn't seem to be willing to give in. Zipei, I'm afraid I can't make the decision on this matter. Everyone in the Mu family abandoned my sister after the exchange of the exam papers. They even wanted my sister to be the scapegoat and take all the blame. Am I right? Su Zipei knew that Grandpa Mu would not give in easily, so she could only bring up the past. My sister cried out in the detention center, but the Mu family ignored her. In the end, it was my lawyer who helped my sister to get a lighter sentence. Is that right? That's right. But Chapter 105. Grandpa Moo's expression changed when he heard that. He looked at Su Zipei in shock. It was an accident. Whether it was an accident or not, the police can investigate it thoroughly. And Su Zipei pointed at Mu Tongxue and said to Grandpa Moo, I believe that no one knows better than her what happened that night. It's just like how old Madam died in your bedroom in this house. She knows it too. Grandpa Moo nodded. The police can't pry her mouth open now, but one day she will talk. By then, I look forward to the Moo family killing her again. Mu Tongxue's face turned pale when she heard the word killing. Zipei, you have said so much based on your own speculation. Where's the evidence? Grandpa Moo pretended to be calm and looked at Su Zipei. If you don't have any evidence, don't you know that I can sue you for slander? You can sue me. Let's see if your son is accurate. Su Zipei sneered. I don't want to talk nonsense. Anyway, my sister is dead. Nobody knows what happened that night, except for Mu Tongxue. You should let us go now. So, in order to not make a big deal out of this, you should return my sister's body to me. If that scum still wants to keep my sister's body, then I can only make a big deal out of it. I just want to know, after what happened with the exam papers, can the Mu family still take it? This is one disaster after another. Are you threatening me? Grandpa Moo asked Su Zipei in shock. Yes, I am threatening you. I am alone now. What can I do? Su Zipei said coldly. Grandpa Moo snorted coldly. But in the end, he nodded and said, I will discuss this with my unfilial son. But you have to give me some time. It's just a phone call. How long do you need? Well, you should give me an answer before 6 o'clock. Su Zipei was not that soft. After going through all these messy things, the thought of Mu Chi being without anyone to rely on made her like a suit of armor, and she learned to move forward bravely. The old man's expression didn't look good, but he still nodded. All right, then I'll have to trouble you today. After that, Su Zipei stood up and bowed to Grandpa Moo again. Then, she turned around and looked at Mu Tongxue coldly. As for you, you will know the difference between you and Mu Chi one day. Mu Tongxue looked at Mu Tongxue coldly. With that, Su Zipei left the Mujia. But when she reached downstairs, she saw Mu Chi who was waiting for her. Aunt, you're up? Su Zipei pulled Mu Chi into the car. Don't worry, I will handle this matter well. I will not let the father and daughter show their dirty faces in front of my sister again. Don't go and meet them. They're just a bunch of trash. I don't believe that Grandpa Moo would not know what his son has done. Mu Chi-Chi's heart was filled with anger. Don't you worry. And your grandmother's death. I think Grandpa Moo is doing this on purpose. He knows how evil Mu Tongxue is, but he still thinks that you are the murderer. He doesn't want to know who is right or wrong. So, you don't have to worry about it. Mu Tongxue said. Mu Chi-Chi looked at Su Zipei. She felt emotional when she saw how her aunt was protecting her. Although her mother had passed away, she still had her aunt. Aunt, I feel safe with you by my side. Since you feel safe, go and pursue your happiness. Young Master Sheng will help you deal with all the obstacles in front of you. As for the trouble behind you, just leave it to me. Mu Chi-Chi's eyes turned red when she heard what Su Zipei said. She hugged Su Zipei. Don't worry, Aunt. You protected me today. I will protect you in the future. She looked at Mu Chi-Chi and thought about Mu Tongxue. One was loyal, while the other was heartless. She really didn't know why there was such a big difference between twins. However, now wasn't the time for her to think about these things apart from finding Mama Moo's body. She and Sheng Xiao had to figure out Mu Chi-Chi's identity as soon as possible. After Su Zipei left the Mu family, Grandpa Moo looked at Mu Tongxue. He remembered Su Zipei's reminder just now. So, he called Mu Tongxue to him. Shuer, come here. Grandpa, come here. I won't do anything to you. I just want to know what happened on the night of the fire. Mu Tongxue shook her head and burst into tears. Grandpa, I really don't know why I woke up in the middle of the night because of the thick smoke. Then, I got up immediately and opened the window. I wanted to push the door open to see how Mommy was doing. But I couldn't open the door no matter how hard I tried. I could vaguely hear Mommy's voice. She was asking me not to come out. I was scared. I called the police immediately. But I couldn't find my phone. Then, the police came. They asked me to jump down from the building, but I was so useless. I fainted after jumping down. If I didn't faint, I might not have missed the time when the police came to save Mommy. Grandpa Moo nodded and said, "If what you said is true, then your mother told you not to go out because she wanted to save you." The fire spread from the kitchen. The living room and the staircase must be surrounded by fire. And your room is the furthest from the kitchen. So it makes sense. Grandpa Moo nodded and said, "That's right." Shwa, are you sure about what you told me today? Grandpa, I swear. If I lied today, I will be struck by lightning. Grandpa Moo nodded and gave up. If that's the case, it's appropriate to let your aunt handle the body. It was up to Moo Tongxue to decide whether she was telling the truth or lying. Of course, she could not tell the truth to Grandpa Moo, because she knew that the father and the son were in contact. If she said that she suspected her father, Grandpa Moo would definitely question Papa Moo. She did not know what Papa Moo would do to her if that happened. Susie Pei's words were a good reminder, silencing her. Could she not learn her lesson from her mommy's tragic death? Then, Moo Tongxue went back to her room. She took out her mommy's belongings. Her mommy never left her hands. But at that moment, Moo Tongxue saw something carved on the inside of the ring. Chapter 106. Shenjian Chuan? Come to think of it, she remembered that her mother had been wearing the ring ever since she could remember. She had never taken it off. Could Shenjian Chuan be her mother's first love? It was not strange that the Moo sisters did not know about Shen Jianchuan. When Papa Moo and Shen Jianchuan were brothers, they were not even born yet. After that, Shen Jianchuan became a vegetable. Papa Moo felt that there was no need to mention him. So, the sisters had never heard about him. Could it be that Mommy had been secretly longing for her first love all these years? No matter what, her mother had passed away. There was no need to look into the past anymore. So, Moo Tongxue did not tell anyone about Shen Jianchuan's name in the ring. She was more worried about how to protect herself now. Susie Pei gave Grandpa Moo a time limit of 6 o'clock in the evening. It seemed that her aunt had made up her mind to get her mother's body back. But from her point of view, it was better for her father to deal with her mother's body. Although she was used in this matter, she was still afraid that others would find out about it. So, when she heard her grandpa calling her father, she hid behind the door and eavesdropped. Grandpa Moo wanted to let Susie Pei bury her mother's body since she was dead. Otherwise, no one knew what Susie Pei would do if she was provoked. But Papa Moo did not care. "Father, let's not talk about the fact that she has no power or background. Even if she has, can I deal with her? You can't just give in whenever Moo Group is in trouble. Do you care about our reputation?" Grandpa Moo felt that what he said made sense. But he felt that it was better not to provoke Susie Pei and Moo Chi-Chi. He never thought that Papa Moo would cremate Mama Moo's corpse on his own. In just a few minutes, a complete person was reduced to ashes. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Susie Pei called Grandpa Moo to ask for the result. But Grandpa Moo stuttered. He could not say anything for a long time. Susie Pei understood what Grandpa Moo meant. Finally, she said, "It seems like you want to die together with us. Pei, I have tried my best, but that bastard has cremated and buried her." The old master sighed and finally answered. Hearing this, Susie Pei was instantly enraged. "Bastard! Scum! I won't let this go." After hanging up, Susie Pei was so angry that she burst into tears. At that moment, Moo Chi-Chi was right beside her. "Aunt, I heard everything. He clearly has a guilty conscience. This makes me even more suspicious that your mother's death is not as simple as it seems. Even if it's not simple now, there's no way to prove it." Moo Chi-Chi told Susie Pei, but her expression was calmer than Susie Pei had imagined. "Chi-Chi, since Mommy has buried her, let's just let her be." But Moo Chi-Chi raised her head and looked at Susie Pei. "I want that bastard to pay the most painful price. Isn't he afraid that his uncles will take over the management of Moo Group? Let's help him make his dream come true." "Ow!" Susie Pei asked Moo Chi-Chi. She looked serious. Of course, she agreed with Moo Chi-Chi's suggestion. "Aunt, have you forgotten that you have 10% of Moo Group's shares?" Moo Chi-Chi said to Susie Pei. Let's work with third uncle or youngest uncle. With that in mind, Mu Chi gave Sheng Xiao a call. After all, she did not know much about the business world. Sheng Xiao heard her suggestion and smiled. Then he said, "My little one, do you know how to take revenge?" "Xiao Xiao, is it possible?" "Of course. Aunt Sue has 10% of the shares, and your uncles have 8% each. Although Grandpa Mu still has 20% of the shares, it is still possible for him to replace the CEO. After all, the board of directors is a voting system. Of course, we need to add some spice to it." What Sheng Xiao meant was that the other uncles of the Mu family had been coveting Papa Mu's management for a long time. They just needed to communicate with them and form an alliance. But before that, they had to release some information to the media. They had to exaggerate the cause of Mama Mu's death. They had to add some human factors into the story so that the media would not be able to find any evidence. Moreover, the shareholders would be very disappointed with Papa Mu because of the exam paper incident. If they betrayed him now, it would be a horrible ending. Both Mu Chi and Su Zipei agreed with Sheng Xiao's arrangement. As long as they could make that bastard pay the price, they would let go of their kindness and their bottom line. "Chi, Uncle Lu and I will be the most suitable person to deal with your uncles. You are related to that bastard by blood. I am afraid that your uncles will think that it is risky to form an alliance." Su Zipei said to Mu Chi, "You and young Master Sheng will deal with the media. He has connections and you have literary talent. You can make the story more interesting. Maybe the police will think that it is really suspicious and will put in a lot of effort to investigate." Mu Chi nodded after listening to Su Zipei's arrangement. "Aunt Zipei, this arrangement is perfect." Su Zipei smiled and reached out to stroke Mu Chi's head. She sighed. "You don't look like a member of the Mu family, no matter how I look at you." "I'm no longer a member of the Mu family. Have you forgotten, Aunt Zipei?" Mu Chi did not understand what Su Zipei meant, because Sheng Xiao was still investigating the matter. "Huang Yao." Sheng Xiao walked out of the meeting room nobly after the meeting. Jingyan came to him. "Young master, it's done." Sheng Xiao took out a transparent bag from his black suit and handed it to Jingyan. "Do a DNA test. Well, if I tell you to go, then go." Jingyan did as he was told, since it was Sheng Xiao's arrangement. He did not have to go into details to know who the DNA test belonged to. "Young master, is it only Miss Mu Chi? Do you want to compare the other one as well?" Jingyan meant Mu Tongxue. Sheng Xiao paused and turned to look at him in confusion. Actually, there are some clues from comparing Miss Mu Chi and the other girl's personality. Miss Mu Chi and the Mu family do not have similar personalities at all, but Mu Tongxue is different. She is vicious and calculative. That is why it is better to investigate her. Chapter 107. Young Master, it's no longer unusual for triplets to have 3 fathers, Jingyan explained. Jingyan explained, even medicine can't give an accurate diagnosis of heredity. How could a normal person imagine it? In fact, Jingyan was right. Mu Chi's personality was too similar to the Shun family, especially Grandpa Shun. Even Shun Jianchuan himself was a playful person, but at least he was kind, loyal, and brave. But Mu Tongxue, if Jingyan's prediction was true, things would get interesting. Then how do you plan to get the specimen? Sheng Xiao raised a brow at Jingyan. Actually, it's easy. I just need a friend from the police station to help me. Be quick, Sheng Xiao ordered. Suddenly, Sheng Xiao was very curious about the result. It would be exciting for the Shun family when the time comes. Of course, Sheng Xiao did not mention it to Su Zipei before the result was out. After all, it was just Jingyan's conjecture. It was just a DNA test. It would never go wrong. In fact, Su Zipei and Mu Chi could not stay idle either. It was the first time they were planning their revenge, which was why they stayed in the study for the whole day to come up with all sorts of deductions so that there would not be any loopholes in every step. At 10 o'clock, Sheng Xiao came to the little mansion from Huang Yao. He had planned to bring Mu Chi back to her new home, but he suddenly laughed when he saw how serious Mu Chi was about killing Papa Mu. In the end, one must go through trials and tribulations to make a person grow. Then I'll go to your third uncle tomorrow. It's safer to go to her youngest uncle. Although her third uncle has shown a strong desire to seize the management rights, and an alliance is not out of the question, he might ruin things. After all, people who can show their desires will be guarded against. Do you understand? Sheng Xiao interrupted the conversation between the two of them. But I know, you're afraid that her youngest uncle won't agree. Sheng Xiao sat down beside Mu Qiqi and answered, That's because youngest uncle is a smart man. He wants to reap the benefits of others. Now that such a good opportunity has been presented to him, he won't say no. Trust me. Su Zipei nodded with Sheng Xiao's analysis. I'll listen to you, young Master Sheng. As for the paparazzi, I won't use my real identity to contact you. Mu Qiqi interrupted him. Because things like public opinion might backfire, so I have to disguise myself, especially as a witness who might be related to the fire that night. Sheng Xiao patted her head and nodded. You've learned your lesson. You've taught me well. Mu Qiqi looked at him and answered firmly. Since that's the case, then it's decided. Aunt Su, I'll take him away. All right, be careful on the road. Su Zipei smiled when she saw how much Sheng Xiao loved Mu Qiqi. It was probably the only thing that warmed her heart these few days. Although they had been going through a lot of hardships, at least there were people who could support and accompany her and Qiqi. Thinking of this, Su Zipei called Lu Wenhua. Lu Wenhua agreed without hesitation. School hadn't started yet, so he still had a few days of free time. However, once school started, he would be a little busier. Su Zipei understood all that. Xiao Xiao, you're not reserved at all in front of my aunt. After getting into the car, Mu Qiqi felt uncomfortable when she thought of Su Zipei's gaze. Do you think she didn't see the marks on your body? Sheng Xiao couldn't help but mock her. She's already experienced it. Don't tell me she can't see it. Mu Qiqi lowered her head and saw the marks on her collarbone. She quickly covered it. I forgot about it. Su Zipei did not have any reaction because she used to be with that scumbag when she was still a teenager. She had been with that scumbag for so many years. Although nothing good happened in the end, she knew that Mu Qiqi was an adult now. She had made her own choices. Even if it was wrong, she would support her to the end. But she knew very well that Mu Qiqi would not change. No matter how the environment changed, she would not change. Idiot. Although everything is in place now, I can't breathe a sigh of relief. Because I know that scumbag might make a comeback until the very last moment. He won't make a mistake. Mu Qiqi remembered her mother's tragic death, and she could not let it go. As for Mu Tongxue, as long as that scumbag is gone, she won't be able to stir up trouble anymore. That's not necessarily true, Sheng Xiao said with a hidden meaning. After all, when the DNA test came out, if she was really a Shun, Mu Tongxue would definitely have bad intentions. But it was not easy to enter the Shun family, was it not? Moreover, there was still the possibility that Jing Yun mentioned. If Mu Qiqi was a Shun, Mu Tongxue would never imagine that she and Mu Qiqi were twins and had two fathers. When that happened, the Shun family would not admit her identity. Just thinking about it was exciting. Xiao Xiao, are you in a good mood tonight? Mu Qiqi could not help relaxing when she saw the smile on Sheng Xiao's lips. You don't have to know about it for now. I will tell you when I have the chance. Sheng Xiao kept her in suspense. But when they reached the villa, Sheng Xiao did not open the door and get out of the car. What's wrong? In the car, we haven't tried it yet. Sheng Xiao looked at Mu Qiqi. His eyes were burning with passion. Mu Qiqi remembered how fierce he was yesterday. She quickly got out of the car. She still had to save her energy for something else. This man's stamina and ability were too shocking. The corners of Sheng Xiao's lips curled up into a beautiful smile with a hint of playfulness and recklessness. Sometimes, teasing this little thing was a very pleasant thing. She was running like a rabbit now. But it was fine. One day, he would catch the little one, and she would not be able to run away. Late at night, Papa Mu finally returned to Grandpa Sheng's house. He saw Grandpa Sheng waiting for him in the living room with a serious look on his face. He walked up to him and asked casually, "Dad, you're not asleep yet? Why did you cremate my daughter-in-law?" Grandpa Mu asked Papa Mu sternly. "Dad, I've already told you the reason on the phone. Are you still afraid of a woman? I've already cremated her and buried her. What can she do to me? All she can do is stomp her feet. Papa Mu looked a little arrogant. After all, there was no evidence. And with Mu Tongshua's protection, he could do whatever he wanted now. You better pray that she only stomps her feet. You will regret it if she does anything else. Chapter 108. Papa Mu never thought that Mu Chi-Chi and Su Zipei would really fight back. Perhaps he never thought that he was heartless or malicious, but to Mu Chi-Chi and Su Zipei, he was just like Mu Tongxue. He did not leave them any hope at all. So, that night, Mu Chi-Chi stayed in the study of her new home and wrote a long draft. She had to make it look real so that the audience would be convinced. It was 11 at night. Sheng Xiao reached for the spot beside him and found that Mu Chi-Chi was not in the bedroom. He quickly got up and went to the study. When he saw Mu Chi-Chi sitting under the night light, he walked up to her and carried her horizontally. Xiao Xiao, who allowed you to enter the study? Sheng Xiao's voice was cold. I'm just borrowing it. I didn't go through your things. It's 11. Don't you know that I'll be looking for you everywhere when I wake up? Sheng Xiao carried her back to the bedroom and put her on the bed, pressing her between his arms. Do you have to be so serious? The media is better at making things up than you are. Mu Chi-Chi lowered her head at Sheng Xiao's words, a little disappointed. I'm useless, aren't I? I can only do things that won't help. It's commendable to work hard and have a serious attitude. However, you have to make good use of resources, know their strengths, and make full use of their advantages. You can't do anything well just because you try your best. There are specializations in every field, understand? Sheng Xiao explained seriously. Mu Chi-Chi nodded. Xiao Xiao, I understand what you mean. Go to sleep then. Sheng Xiao moved away from her and pulled the blanket for her. Get in. Mu Chi-Chi obediently got under the blanket and lay down. Then she asked, Xiao Xiao, can I use the script I've written? Only the people involved understand that feeling the most. That's why it could trigger everyone's passion. Sheng Xiao reached out and pulled her into his arms. All right, but you're always by my side. That's the most useful thing for me. Xiao Xiao, your body is starting to heat up again. Are you? That's why you should stop doing things that would make me hot. Sheng Xiao warned. Mu Chi-Chi did not dare to say anything else and simply curled up in his arms, not daring to move her limbs. She was afraid that she would accidentally ignite his body. The next morning, Su Zipei and Lu Wenhua went to visit Mu Chi-Chi's youngest uncle. He was the youngest son of the Mu family. However, Grandpa Mu did not dote on him. Although he owned 8% of Mu Group shares and lived a luxurious life, his ambition was to run a company. All these years, although he did not show his desire for the Mu Group, the people around him knew about his ambition. Uncle Mu was surprised to see Su Zipei and Lu Wenhua. He asked his wife to make some tea, and they chatted on the lawn. A rare guest. Isn't this my second brother's sister-in-law? I'm really curious. How did you find this place? Uncle Mu Xiao was very tall and thin. Looking at his posture, he did look a little lazy and leisurely. He didn't look like someone in charge. I guess Mr. Mu Xiao must have heard about my sister being burned to death. My main purpose of coming here today is to form an alliance with you. She went straight to the point and said, Do you want the management rights of Mu Group? Mu Xiao smiled and answered Su Zipei. Miss Su, it seems like you want to take revenge for your sister. Yes. I'm curious, Miss Su. Why did you come to me? I have 2 brothers ahead of me. Because I believe that once Mu Group is in your hands, no one will be able to take it away from you. As long as you agree to form an alliance, I will vote for you during the board meeting to dismiss the CEO. Moreover, after that, I will give you 10% of Mu Group's shares. This is a win-win situation for you. Mu Xiao laughed when he heard what Su Zipei said. I can't just ask for a board meeting to dismiss my second brother for no reason. Can I? We have already found an excuse for you. You just need to form an alliance. Looking at Su Zipei's expression, he could tell that she really hated Papa Mu. Miss Su, since you hate my second brother so much, could it be that he had something to do with second sister-in-law's death? My sister is dead. Not only does he not have to give me half of his assets, he can even marry another wife and have children. Wouldn't you be suspicious if you were him? Moreover, he buried my sister's body without my consent. If he was innocent, why would he be so anxious? Mu Xiaodi listened and nodded. It seems to make sense. If that's the case, it's just as you said. I won't miss such a good opportunity. But we should form an alliance so that you won't go back on your words. Otherwise, if you go back on your words, I will offend my second brother. Wouldn't I lose more than I gain? Actually, it was great for Su Zipei that Mu Xiao was willing to sign the alliance. It was a guarantee for both of them. That's exactly what I want. Both of them signed a contract. Then the alliance was formed. There will be some troubles in Mu Group after this. If that bastard asks you about it, just pretend that you don't know anything. Then we will give that bastard a good beating. I will listen to you, Miss Su. It was said that a man who took revenge was the scariest. But, in fact, a woman who took revenge was the scariest. Mu Xiaodi watched Su Zipei and Lu Wenhua leave. He was curious about Lu Wenhua's identity. But Mu Xiaodi's wife knew who he was. He's the vice principal of Eton. You don't even care about the children's education. Of course, you don't know about him. But it also shows that Su Zipei came prepared. Then it will be a good show. The next day, Mu Qiqi and the paparazzi were working together with Su Zipei. According to Sheng Xiao, the paparazzi were very good at making up stories. But Mu Qiqi did not let her guard down. In fact, the paparazzi would not dare to do anything half-heartedly if it was arranged by Jing Yun. Soon, an article titled, "He chose to burn his wife to avoid splitting the family's fortune," became a hot topic on all the major forums. This kind of article touched the nerves of the urban men and women. Once it was published, it attracted a lot of attention. The article was written from an insider's point of view and his secretary's tone. It was about a CEO of an enterprise. Because his wife filed for divorce, he had evil intentions. He burned his wife to death with an accidental fire. He did not allow anyone to take away his wife's body. Once the article was published, it caused a lot of controversy. Not only that, people started to analyze who the people in the article were. Chapter 109. Soon, Mr. C revealed that the CEO of a certain company was involved in an incident a few days ago. The whole country was in an uproar. He reminded everyone that the incident was related to his daughter. This time, a lot of people were able to take their own seats. Isn't he CEO Mu from Mu Group? There was a fire in his house. Moreover, he was in an uproar because the two sisters exchanged the exam papers a few days ago. Now that you mention it, I remember now. If it's true, that man is such a scumbag. Why didn't the police do anything about it? That post went viral on the internet. The topic itself was a hot topic. Moreover, they had invested a lot of money into it. Hence, Mu Group was naturally pushed to the forefront of the discussion. It only took a day and a night for the incident to develop. Papa Mu was very busy. He did not have time to care about it. But everyone in Mu Group knew about it. Even Mu Tangxue saw the post. So, she showed it to Grandpa Mu. When Grandpa Mu heard about it, he was furious. Shui, has this matter been blown out of proportion? Grandpa, yes. There are tens of thousands of comments under the post. It's very unpleasant. Mu Tangxue was also frightened. But she knew that she was not the target of the incident. Grandpa Mu stood up from the sofa and walked to the window with his walking stick. He said to Mu Tangxue, "It seems like that bastard position as CEO has come to an end." The incident had become a big deal. There were so many people watching Mu Group. How could the shareholders and the brothers of the Mu family do nothing about it? Moreover, that unfilial son, when the exam papers were out, he promised the shareholders that something similar wouldn't happen again. But now, it had only been a few days since he promised. Mu Group was finally on the right track. Now, it was going to be a disaster again. Grandpa, are you going to fire my father? Do you think your father is capable enough to be in that position? Soon, the shareholders of Mu Group called Grandpa Mu. They represented the 4 shareholders and requested for a board meeting. The incident had spread. Now, everyone was scolding Mu Group. Everything was so coincidental. It was too suspicious. Grandpa Mu thought about it for a while and finally, he could only reply, "Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, Moo Group's meeting room. We will hold a board meeting." When Papa Moo got off work, he felt strange because everyone was looking at him meaningfully. Moreover, there were a few people who were sneakily following him at the entrance of the company. Papa Moo did not notice it, and the secretary did not dare to tell him. So, Papa Moo did not know that he had become a popular person. After entering the house, Grandpa Sheng waited for his son in the living room, just like the night before. "Dad, you not asleep again?" Grandpa Moo turned around and sighed. He said to Papa Moo, "There will be a board meeting at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're the only one who doesn't know about it now." "Why?" "I don't know why. You might lose your position as the CEO." Grandpa Moo snorted. He turned around and was about to return to his room. But Papa Moo stopped him. "What do you mean? Why do you say that? I've warned you before not to mess with Su Zipei. I told you to hand over Su Zipei's body. But you didn't listen to me. You made the decision on your own. Now, your retribution has come. Go and see what's on the internet. The shareholders don't trust you at all. Everyone is waiting for you to step down," Grandpa Moo said. Then, he threw his phone to Papa Moo. Papa Moo looked at the news on the phone. His face changed immediately. "Dad, it's slander. If others believe you, then it's not slander. Moreover, it doesn't matter if it's slander or not. It has already caused irreversible damage to Moo Group. Do you think that you still have the right to be in that position? She is a woman, but she can still find ways to deal with you. Do you think that everything will end after burning Su Zipei's body? Whether it's Su Zipei now or Mu Chichi now, she is not someone you can look down on. She has the support of a French tycoon." After saying that, Grandpa Moo went back to his room with the help of his walking stick. Papa Moo finally realized the seriousness of the matter. He called his brothers immediately. He wanted to get some support, but his brothers chose to stay out of it. They would talk about it in the meeting tomorrow. Papa Moo smashed Grandpa Moo's phone. He was furious. He wanted to contact Su Zipei, but Su Zipei did not give him any chance to breathe. She pretended that he did not exist. "Oof, that bastard must be jumping around at home now," Su Zipei said to Mu Chi-Chi as she looked at the missed calls on her phone. "Aunt Zipei, he will try to retaliate." Mu Chi-Chi knew her father very well. "Give him one night. I want to see how many shareholders he can meet. I want to see how many things he can offer to negotiate with them. Chi-Chi, tomorrow, you and Aunt will go together." "Of course I will," Mu Chi-Chi said calmly. "When was said that you're the one who wrote that post on the internet? How can you write about feelings if you don't experience it yourself?" Mu Chi-Chi asked Su Zipei. Su Zipei saw her teary eyes. She pinched her cheeks. "Wait a little longer. We will get our revenge soon." Mu Chi-Chi nodded. She wanted to see that scum being chased away by everyone tomorrow as well. "Why didn't young Master Sheng come to pick you up tonight?" Su Zipei looked at the time. She was surprised that Sheng Xiao rarely worked so late recently. "I don't know." Mu Chi-Chi shook her head. "Maybe he's caught up in something." And it was none other than the DNA test results that Jing Yun had sent to him. The results could have been obtained 6 hours after the test, but Sheng Xiao did not have the chance to open it. There was no one in the office now, so he was free, but he did not move for a long time. "Young master, is there something you are worried about?" Jing Yun asked Sheng Xiao when he saw that. Sheng Xiao crossed his arms and held his forehead. "You won't understand this feeling." He was nervous for Mu Chi-Chi and worried for her. It was all because of his Chi-Chi. Otherwise, when would the wanton crown prince of Huang, Yao, show such an expression? Jing Yin had never seen Sheng Xiao like that. It was all thanks to Mu Chi-Chi. "Forget it. Give me the paper bag." In the end, Sheng Xiao decided to accept the truth. After all, he was Mu Chi-Chi's mental support. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.